Walker Allen is trotting out to put the ball on the tee. Altavista going to kick it away, and they will defer to the second half.
Yeah, they will. The Altavista will be moving from our right to our left. Galax from our left to our right here. Again, a little bit overcast, a little bit of fog in this little hollow that we're in. Looks like it has quit rain and the grass is wet, but footing is very, very good. We were down on the field earlier.
Yeah, it really is. The grass is a little bit longer than maybe the Colonels are used to, but it should be a good surface to play on. Colonels in those road white jerseys, black and orange stripe on the pants, black helmets, got the black and orange numbers as well. Galax in the home maroon colors, white pants. They got a real Alabama look to them, and here comes the initial kickoff. Kick return going, and man's got some room outside. He's going to break it around. That's Dixon. He's got some room. Now he's pushed out of bounds finally by the Colonels. Malbeck pushed him out, and the flag comes out late. I thought Malbeck's hit was clean and inbounds, but perhaps he was out of bounds already. So our first flag of the game, and it looks like it's going to go against the Colonels, and that was Joseph Dixon, number 20, on the return.
They're going to attack 15 yards, and that is a personal foul. Late hit out of bounds. Gives Galax great field position after that return, almost to the 50-yard line. They're going to attack 15 on. It's going to put them right at about the 36-yard line.
Yeah, tough situation there for the Colonels and Malbeck. I mean, you're coming out jacked up on that initial kickoff. Guy makes a break down the sideline. He's still going full speed. Tough for you to know as a tackler whether he's got a foot out of bounds or not. You know, it's really a no-win situation. I mean, you got to hit him. How do you know if he's out of bounds or not? Doesn't matter now, though. Penalty goes against the Colonels. Galax will start right hash mark on their own, on the Colonels' 36-yard line. One back formation this time. Two tight ends and two wide receivers. Looks like Keyshawn Brown under center. He hands it off to Peoples. Peoples hit it about the line of scrimmage, falls forward for another yard or two. Gang tackle by the Altavista Colonels. They'll call this a pickup of 2.5 yards.
Yeah, nice defense by the Colonels, but they were able to get underneath that offensive line, get those players off their feet, and not much room for Peoples on that. On that kick return, we did see the speed that Dixon had, and he's got plenty.
Yeah, he kind of started initially up that right hash mark, then broke it out to the right sideline, and boy, he was gone. Good play by Malbeck just to run him down, really. One back formation again, two tight ends and two receivers. They put Dixon in motion. Peoples is the tailback. They give it to him again. He's going to go left tackle. He's got some room, tripped up by Thornhill right around the first down marker. I think he reached the ball over as he fell down. This is going to be a fresh set of downs for the Maroon Tide. Just under 11 minutes to go in this football game. 0-0 our score early.
Yeah, pick up a 9 on that play, and the Colonels were blown off the line that time. Peoples able to get into that secondary.
Yeah, and again, you see the explosive speed there of Peoples. That time they used Dixon as a blocker, and he was very effective. They put him in motion on that left side. Peoples followed him. Here comes Galax breaking the huddle. Two wide receivers again, two tight ends. Lone setback is Peoples. Brown goes under center, low crouch, looks over that defense. He's going to hand it off on the stretch play to Peoples. Peoples cuts it back, not much there. Good swarming defense from the Colonels that time. The blocking looked initially okay, but Altavista fought through a couple of those blocks and really closed down the hole.
It looked like Dustin Brown got there first. Nice play by the Colonels on that. They tried to string that play outside. Peoples looks like he's got a helmet issue.
Yeah. Equipment malfunction is going to force Peoples out for a play. Might have been time for a breather anyway, especially when you got another stud running back you can go to as well. Colonel's defense trying to get a stop here on the opening drive or perhaps even a turnover.
Also they bring in Charles Harris, who we were told would get some carries tonight. Right. First appearance for him tonight.
Plenty of depth on this Galax football team. A lot like the Colonels in that respect. Here comes the handoff, goes straight up the middle, hit hard that time, and it looked like Dante Poindexter, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Briggs.
It was Dante. Great stop. He made him in the backfield and hammered him.
Somebody missed an assignment on that O-line because Dante Poindexter was shot out of a cannon, hit him hard, dropped him just about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Just going to set up 3rd and 10 now.
Yeah, it is 3rd and right at 10 yards. And big play here for the Colonels.
Absolutely.
I think Galax is probably in 4-down territory.
I wouldn't disagree with you there, especially early. Galax trying to make a statement early. People's back in the backfield. Lone setback again, one back formation. 9:15 to go in the first period. No score. Delay handoff this time to Peoples. He got some room outside. Thornhill missed the initial tackle. They're going to run Peoples out of bounds. Great play right there. That time it was number 2. Oh, and it was Clydell Moon, number 2, just riding him out of bounds. Thornhill missed the initial tackle. Might have been a hold on the play. There is a flag down. Let's wait and see what happens.
Yeah, Juan missed the initial tackle, but there is a hold on the play. Colonels have declined that. They'll bring up 4th, and it's a loss of 5 on that play, Kyle.
Yep. Delayed handoff. Quarterback Brown put it up in the air like he was going to pass, sort of a half-hearted pump fake, then handed it off to Peoples. Peoples looked like he might have some room, but, boy, safety Juan Thornhill got in that backfield and really messed up the timing on that play for the Maroon Tide. Looks like they're going for it here on 4th and 12, Oscar. Big play.
Yeah, it is a big play, and after the initial kickoff return and ensuing drive, this is a big play for the Colonels early here.
Middle of the field from the Altavista 27-yard line. Maroon Tide ball, man in motion. They'll fake the handoff, looking to throw. He's got some time. Flag down, intercepted. Intercepted, and the Colonels have it. It looks like Clydell Moon again. He's got some room down right sideline. Let's see if the quarterback Brown can run him down. Moon tried to cut back, slipped, fell down. Big-time interception by number 2, Clydell Moon. Flag down on the play. Everybody walking back to the other side, though, so I'm going to assume this is on Galax. Nobody from Galax hanging around waiting to see if it's going against the Colonels. They picked the flag up. Altavista football on the turnover.
That was a great play. It was a hold on that play.
Okay.
Looks like he had Peoples open, and I don't know if he overthrew it. Peoples broke short, stopped short on this pattern. But anyway, big turnover. Colonels are in great field position at the 28 of Galax.
Well, how about the deuce? Clydell Moon there ran Peoples out of bounds on the 3rd down play, then steps in front and intercepts, and it gets the interception on the 4th down play.
8:53 in the first quarter. No score, Tom.
No score in the Apple Market first quarter. Of course, Apple Market's a proud sponsor of Colonel football. Thornhill sharing the backfield with Destin Brown. Altavista coming out in a 2 tight end formation with 2 wideouts as well. So a little bit of an adjustment there for the Colonels early. Thornhill pump fakes the throw. Got some room in the pocket. He's got them all back in the end zone. Michi jumping, and it's broken up. Great defense by Charles Harris. Came in a little late, maybe a pass interference penalty, but I think a good no call. I think this made an excellent break.
Absolutely good no call. The ball was a little bit underthrown, not much, enough where Michi had to break stride. But good play by the Colonels trying to strike here quickly.
Yeah, nice, excellent play there. Good way to start for Altavista. I know they didn't complete it, but I like the fact that you test Galax deep early, make them known, let them know that that threat is out there. And, boy, Malbec did have a step. Ball was just a hair underthrown. Same formation, 2 tight ends, 1 to each side, and 1 wide out to each side. Thornhill's going to take the running play. Started left, went right. Flag comes down. And this is going to go against the Colonels, and now they're going to pick the flag up, okay? No, they are. They're going to pick it up because Altavista called a timeout. Altavista got a timeout. They knew there was a personnel issue, I think.
Well, there is, Kyle, and this is a little bit unique field that we don't see every week. They do have the 25-second clock here, and that was right, easy for me to say, right down to 0, and the Altavista coaching staff called a timeout.
Yeah, so that is unique. You know, normally most fields we play at, and we'll keep it here for the timeout, by the way, most fields that we play at, you know, Altavista, that is, when I say we, in high school football in the Lynchburg, Danville area in general, don't have that 25-second play clock in each end zone. You know, you have that in college, obviously, and in the pros, but you don't have that in high school normally. So normally you just kind of have to guesstimate. You know, the head official keeps it on his watch, and I'm sure the head official is still keeping it here on his watch, but they've got an extra clock operator that will start it when the official starts his count. And that play clock was very close to 0, so probably a good penalty or a good timeout there by the Colonels to avoid the penalty.
Yeah, and they are back out. Looks like they're in the same pattern. Navy split out wide.
Yep. Yeah, you got Canavis Jones and Michi Malbec are the wideouts. Right hash mark, far side of the field for us from the Galax 29-yard line. Thornhill wants to throw again. Short pass to Canavis Jones. It's complete. Jones breaks 1 tackle, tried to run out of another tackle. Man wouldn't let him go around his waist. That man was Daniel LaRoe. Give a good reception and run after the catch there to Canavis Jones. And Juan Thornhill on the strike. That will be enough to move the chains. It was close. They didn't measure. They just kind of eyeballed it. Fresh set of downs for Altavista.
Picked up a 12, and Altavista, yet to run the ball. 2 plays, 2 passes.
So that's an interesting note right there, Oscar, because normally this is a team that likes to establish the run early. Let's see what Thornhill's got in mind this play. Here comes the snap. They hand it off to Destin Brown. Brown's going to go behind a pulling guard there. Got a pickup. Ends up being a rugby scrum there. It's Brown is thrown down after a gain of, we'll call it 3.5 or 4 yards. He was running behind Ashton Robinson there on the pull.
Yeah, nice gain. hole was there. It closed up very quickly. We had a good angle at it, and Destin lowered his head and tried to power through.
Again, a very, very stout Galax team, offensively and defensively. We were watching them in warm-ups, and I don't know how many times Oscar said, boy, that's a good-looking football player right there, just the body types. They got a lot of guys that fill out the pads well. Jacob Hawkins in the game now in one of those slot receivers. There's two to this side. You got two tight ends, and I believe it's two Johnson brothers, one on each side. Here comes Juan Thornhill, going to go up the middle. He's got some room, initially cut down after a good gain of 2 or 3. But, boy, when I say cut down, Juan got dropped pretty hard there. Good, solid tackling.
Yeah, Clydell Moon led him through the hole. And, once again, there was a hole there, but it closed up quickly, and Juan was hammered pretty hard.
Well, that speaks to a couple things. I think Altavista on the O-line initially is doing very well, but the Galax linebackers are doing very well, too. They're closing in and making some good hard hitting. 3rd and 4 now for the Colonels.
And we'll have to watch and make sure that those offensive linemen are staying with their blocks and not peeling off.
Yep.
So that's the history with the Colonels. They've been able to do that.
11-yard line. Altavista really within striking distance here, but they're going to need to pick up 4 to get a fresh set of downs. Man in motion was Jones. They give it to him. Cuts up the field. Close to that first down marker. Driving ahead for a little bit more after the initial hit. I think he's got enough for it. I think he's around the 5-yard line. First down marker was at the 7, so that would give it to him with room to spare. It does. Fresh set of downs. It's going to set up 1st and goal for the Colonels.
They're going to mark it at the 6, and that was all Navy Jones on second effort. He was a little bit short of the first down, continued to drive his legs, turned, and got the ball down at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal. Nice opening drive here after the interception for the Colonels.
Good play by Navy Jones. You're right. A lot of effort, a lot of heart on the wide receiver sweep. Full house backfield now for Altavista. 3 running backs, 5 yards behind Juan Thornhill. 2 tight ends again. 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Juan's going to give it to Destin Brown. Brown hit hard around the shoulder pad. Driven back. Brown still not on his feet, but they're going to blow the whistle. Forward progress was stopped, and that was big number 44, Caleb Sperlin there. And he is one of those guys that fills out the pads. Looks like he's playing a defensive end spot. Hit Destin hard around the shoulder pads and would not let go.
This is a stout team. This is obviously the best defense we've seen so far this year.
Yep.
They hit hard. They stay engaged. Good defensive line, good linebacking core so far.
Mark Dixon is the head coach here for the Galax Maroon Tide. 2nd and goal, 6-yard line. Thornhill in the low crouch, hands it off to Destin Brown. No, he's going to fake to Destin Brown. Looking in the back of the end zone. He's looking for Clydell Moon. Pass ball's incomplete. Overshot him a little bit. Moon's route might have not been the most perfect one either, but I'm not sure Moon got a really good release. He might have got jammed by somebody at the line of scrimmage.
Well, it was between him and Demetrius Johnson were both in the area, and the ball kind of fell in between them. Both of them had a little bit of a chance to get the ball, but really, it was a missed pattern, I think.
Don't know. Maybe Juan was pressured, too, and maybe he just decided to try and split the difference. 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Don't know if it's 4-down territory or not, because Coach Sharn's not afraid to try a field goal from this distance. Walker Allen, very dangerous with the leg. Thornhill, low crouch. Hands it off again. No, he's going to fake it. Bootleg play. He's chased out of the pocket, and he is sacked at the 20-yard line. Big loss here. Loss of 13 yards, and that may have driven Altavista out of field goal range. But as soon as I say that, I see Mr. Walker Allen trotting out with his kicking block. It looks like Altavista is going to line up in the field goal formation on 4th and long.
Yeah, that was Juan did a little naked bootleg, had Demetrius Johnson in the back of the end zone, but he didn't have a prayer getting that pass off.
Yeah, the bootleg was not bad, but the defensive end on that side wasn't fooled. That's one of the things you need to work to run that bootleg. Thornhill on to hold, Allen on to kick. They're going to spot the ball right down the 25-yard line. Here comes the kick. 35-yarder, plenty of leg. Looks good from here, and it is. Kick is good by Walker Allen. Boy, what a play right there by Allen. Really, I don't want to say to save the Colonels, but it looked like Altavista had everything going. Then the big loss. Here comes Walker Allen, knocks in 3 points. Let's take a quick timeout. 4:50 to go in the Apple Market first quarter. Colonels lead 3-0 on 105.5 KD Country.
High school athletics builds character, teaches teamwork, and provides a solid foundation for life. PCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this sports broadcast for your enjoyment. PCM Industrial Services encourages everyone to come on out and watch the game. It's a great time for the whole family. Cheer on the Colonels. PCM Industrial Services, the industrial maintenance and construction specialists, serving the Mid-Atlantic region with quality craftsmen since 1986. Good luck, Colonels.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Back here from Galax High School, 51 years of high school sports coverage on 105.5 KD Country. Walker Allen, the 35-yard boot for the field goal, 3 points. Altavista takes the initial lead. I'm going to call that a pretty good series for the Colonels, all things considered, Oscar.
Yeah, they started at the 28-yard, the Galax 28, got down to the 6. The big play was the 12-yard loss of Thornhill on the sack, but Walker Allen drilled that 35-yard field goal. It would have been good from 45, and Altavista strikes first, 3-0 with 4:50 left here in the first quarter.
Allen on to try to kick off. It's the line drive. Got some weird spin on it. It's going to skip by Dixon. Peoples picks it up on around the 1-yard line. He's going to try for the right sideline. He's got some room on that right sideline. He shook off one guy. Now he's hit and brought out of bounds. Destin Brown, credit on the tackle. Late flag comes out. They're going to call it a hold on Galax. So that's good news for the Colonels. That'll set the Maroon Tide back at least 10 yards from where Peoples went out of bounds, and probably more than that, because it's going to go at the spot of the foul.
It's a 16-yard line. It'll probably be half the distance to the goal. That should mark it around the 8.
Yep, take them around there, right where Altavista was just moments ago. But obviously Altavista was in a little better position than Galax is going to be here. And we'll see where they finally spot it. 4:41 to go in the Apple Market first quarter. Colonels lead 3-0. We are live from beautiful Galax High School. The field and really the school in general and the stadium, Oscar, is sort of cut into the hillside here. You get some great surroundings. You mentioned the low fog. That just sort of adds to the Southwest Virginia mystique, doesn't it?
Absolutely does. And 13 seconds left here on the play clock. So
right hash mark. 7-yard line, we'll call it for Galax. I formation, they hand it to Peoples. Got some room left side. Tripped up, and then he fell down. Wonder who made that initial contact. Looks like Clydell Moon again, number 2. If that's the case, that's about the third big play Clydell has had. No, I think it was number 6, and that is Darius Johnson.
It was Darius Johnson. Clydell Moon was in the area, but Darius got him. Again, big hole opened by that line, but the Colonels did a good job of closing that hole that time.
Yeah, it really was. And Peoples, again, he hits that hole hard. He gets behind the pads, and he really knows how to use his blocker. He's a very good running back. He's the tailback again. No, excuse me, they got a new tailback in there now.
Harris is back in.
Yep, Harris is in there. Dixon is the fullback, it looks like. I formation. New quarterback as well for Galax. We told you they'd use 2. Harris has got some room. He'll get a gain of 2 or 3. Slung down over there around the numbers on the left side, far side for us.
I'll tell you that it looked like Destin Brown made the tackle. It's a good thing Harris went down because Michi Malback had launched, and if he'd have hit him, it would have hurt.
Yeah, Michi is a guy that when he goes for the big play, more often than not, he is successful. 3rd and 4, maybe a long 3 if you really want to nitpick it. Galax from the left hash mark, 14-yard line. I formation again. Peoples is split out as a wide receiver, so you got to respect that. They'll put him in motion. Now we've got a stoppage in play, and it's going to be a timeout for Galax. Coach Dixon didn't like something about the way that third down play was developing. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. Colonels lead 3-0, 3:12 to go here on 105.5 KD Country.
The following is brought to you by English Construction Company.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Virginia are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Award-winning high school sports coverage on 105.5 KD Country. Altavista Colonels on the road taking on the Galax Maroon Tide. They lead early, 3-0 here, Oscar, with just over 3 minutes to go in the first period of play. Big third down coming for both teams right here. If Altavista could get another stop, boy, they could start gaining some momentum.
Boy, I think you're right. And that was Coach Dixon, once Peoples went in motion, he saw something he didn't like because he immediately called timeout. I was looking at that matchup, and it was Peoples against Navy Jones. Now a little bit different setup. They've set Dixon out wide against Jones, speed on speed.
Yeah, it's, again, Galax has got plenty of athletes to go to. They're a lot like the Colonels in that respect. Third down coming here, one lone setback is Peoples. 3rd and 3.5. Peoples is going to get it. He's hitting the backfield, forging ahead, trying to get to that first down marker. He is about a full yard short, though. Give him some credit for just getting back to the line of scrimmage and then more, because Altavista got great penetration. They were in the backfield.
Yeah, they did. That's going to bring up 4th and 1. It's going to be interesting to see this at their own 17-yard line. He looks like he's trotting the punting team out.
Yep. New personnel coming on. Galax going to line up in a punting formation.
I think if you're Altavista, you got to be really wary here and make sure that you stay home and watch for something deceptive.
Well, it looks like Joseph Dixon, the other very good running back for Galax. It looks like he's the up back. He's about 5 yards, the personal protector, if you want to call it. They could snap it to him very easily, so you definitely got to be aware of that if you're the Colonels. Just 4th and 1, but it is a punt formation. They do snap it deep to the punter. Kick is up, and it's high, not very deep. It's going to land on the 50-yard line. Takes a good Galax bounce. Takes a great Galax bounce. Full 25 yards on this bounce. They'll pick it up on the 25-yard line. Big play right there for Galax to flip the field. Excellent job by their special teams unit. And the Colonels will start on the 26-yard line.
58-yard punt, Kyle, and 25 yards of that was wrong. That thing looked like a pitching wedge, and it hit at the 50-yard line. It had overspin on it, and it took off.
Didn't spin backwards like your pitching wedge is Big O, but it was a great kick for Galax, absolutely. 2:10 to play here in the Apple Market first quarter. Colonels lead 3-0. Colonels have touched the football one time. Remember, they got it on the Clydell Moon interception, a big 4th down interception. He had a nice return. That got the Colonels in striking distance.
And they haven't gotten that on the edge yet. They tried to run off tackle and up the middle, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can get something out wide.
You're right. They've done the passing plays, but you're right. They haven't really tried to stretch the field. Thornhill will this time, though. Runs out of one tackle in the backfield. He's got some room. Breaks outside the hash marks. Now he's to the sideline. McMahon might have got him around the shoulder pads when he dragged him down, looking for the horse collar penalty, but it doesn't come. Good run by Juan Thornhill. It's more than enough for the first down. We'll call it about a gain of 12.
Nice pick up by Juan, and, we just said, look for the Colonels to get outside. They absolutely did on that play.
Yeah, you called it. Very astute observation by you, Mr. Briggs. And, it seems like, just on paper, that is a place that Altavista could attack Galax, but you just never know. And
it certainly didn't look like the first series. They were having much success up the middle.
Right, yeah. Coaches have different game plans, and, they put in a lot of hours, and that's one thing that I really don't ever like doing. Not that we're doing it there, but you can't second-guess a guy like Mike Sharnitz because trust me, he is a lot more of a football man than we are. Hard count that time by Juan Thornhill. Looked like somebody might have jumped off. They handed to Destin Brown on 1st and 10. Brown falls forward, didn't get a whole lot of momentum going, but he does gain about 2. But again, I wasn't trying to say we were second-guessing the coach. We knew he was going to attack that edge at some point.
That's right. A little bit of extracurricular over here on the side. Nice job by the officials getting the players together and telling them he wasn't going to have any of that any further.
Well, and I like that, too. Don't throw the flag if you don't have to. Now, if it continues, eventually you have to throw a flag, but definitely sometimes a good stern conversation does as much good as a flag.
And they were engaged when the play stopped. There wasn't anything dirty about it. It was just good, hard-nosed football that, that didn't stop at the whistle.
Right. Shotgun formation. Looks like Moon in the backfield with Juan Thornhill. Thornhill is going to call a timeout. That play clock was winding down again, so Altavista has burned their second timeout of the quarter. And we'll take it with them. 1:16 to play here in the Apple Market first quarter. Colonels lead 3-0. Back right after this on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
105.5 KD Country, Altavista football. Big props to the man who makes a lot of it possible, Nick Bailey back there at home base, powering through the technical difficulties that we may or may not have had earlier.
May or may not have, and
You like how to phrase that,
They may have been transparent to the listeners at home, or they may have heard a glitch or two, but great job by Nick Bailey getting us back up and where we needed to be.
I think I have a future in politics. I never admitted to anything there. I just said we may or may not have had technical issues. 3-0 Colonels lead. 2nd and 8 coming up. Thornhill back in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. He's going to go up the middle. Man around his waist. He sort of got through that guy. but it slowed down his progress enough that the rest of the support came for Galax. They bring him down after a 2-yard gain. This will set up 3rd and a long 5.
Yeah, good call. It looked like he was, we had a good angle. It looked like he was going to be able to step through and get into the secondary, but somebody had him by the ankles, and they were hanging on for dear life until help could get there.
And again, this is a well-schooled Galax football team. We talked about it. They are very sound in the tackling game. It's not always a solo tackle, but, boy, when they make contact, more often than not, they're hanging on, making it tough to gain more yards. Thornhill, 3 receivers to his left, looking to pass, looking for the right sideline. It's broken up. He was looking for Demetrius Johnson. Good defense that time by Galax. Didn't really give Demetrius much room to do anything.
No, that was Harris again, and that's the second great defensive play we've seen him make in the secondary. If you're Juan Thornhill or Coach Sarnes, you may want to start picking on the other corner.
Right, yeah, you got a good point there. Harris with a nice breakup. Juan had a nice pocket to throw from and really did throw a strike. It's just Harris's defense was just that good. Punt formation here for Altavista. Colonel fans know they haven't seen the punt formation too much from the Colonels, maybe 1 or 2 times prior to this. But here comes the long snap on 4th and 5. Galax not bringing much of a rush. They look like they want to set up a return. Great kick there from Walker Allen. It'll be fielded on the 30-yard line. This is Dixon. Dixon hit hard up top, and then he is dropped. Good tackle right there. Let's give number 44, Dante Poindexter, credit on that big hit for the Altavista Colonels.
And not a long punt, but not much return either. Nice job by the Colonels being able to cover. Dixon had the possibility where he was going to get through some of that.
And Galax did what Altavista does a lot on the punt formation. They had a deep guy and then an intermediate guy. Dixon was the intermediate guy, and the return wasn't really set up, but Dixon was able to get a few yards out of it before he was popped by Mr. Poindexter there. Galax will take over. Left hash mark on their own 37-yard line. Fresh set of downs. Just 29 seconds left to play here in the first quarter, so this could end up being the last play of the opening frame.
I think you're right. 3-0 Colonels lead.
Lone setback is Peoples. Man in motion is Dixon. Galax will fake the handoff. They're looking to throw on first down. Swinging out to Dixon. Pass a little high, but Dixon made a nice adjustment to catch it. He's hit hard by a couple Colonels. First and foremost was number 11, Juan Thornhill. Jacob Hawkins. Number 5 was the first guy on the scene there. I should have said, but Juan was closing in right after him. Nice pickup there. 8 yards on the pass play.
Yeah, it was, and that was a nice throw of the corner of Hawkins on that play.
Let's see who the quarterback is this series. It looks like Carson Orton again for Galax. Brown was the first quarterback in the game for the Maroon Tide. Orton played the next series, and we mentioned that they do intentionally have that rotation there. Not an injury or anything. They just like to play multiple quarterbacks. And I'm sure each quarterback brings their various strengths and weaknesses to the table. Easy for me to say.
That's Darian Brown that's going to be their target. He's 6'2". He's a tall kid.
Yep. Peoples in motion. Now they'll set up as a fullback. Running play, Peoples lead blocker. Harris there on the carry that time again. He picks up the first down, dropped it about the 50-yard line. Sound tackling by Clydell Moon. Juan Thornhill in on it as well for the Colonels.
And that should be the last play of the quarter.
I think you're right. We're down to 17 seconds now. Clock will stop moving the chain. So if Galax can get a playoff in these next 14 seconds now as the clock is running, they'll have one more play in the first quarter. It looks like Coach Dixon holding up the hand say, let's just let it go to the second quarter. They look up at the clock, down to 3 seconds now. And there's the buzzer that will end the Apple Market first quarter. So it was a doozy. We thought it might be an offensive shootout, but the defense has said, not so fast. 3-0. Our only points on the board are a Walker Allen field goal. That gives the Colonels a slim lead. We'll take a timeout here. Second quarter on the way from 105.5 KD Country.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the KD Country Sports Club, including Sharky's Pest Control and Hurt. Let Tony take a bite out of your pest control needs. Doing business the old-fashioned way to keep you coming back.
Shop at Main Street Trading Company Consignment in Altavista, where quality and affordability go hand in hand.
El Cerrito Mexican Restaurant, Altavista. Throw on a sombrero, shake your maracas. It's El Cerrito time. Authentic Mexican cuisine only at El Cerrito.
Diane's Hair Creations in Altavista, creating hairstyles for every lifestyle. 283-1111. 283-1111.
Aubrey Rosser Law Firm, Altavista. First choice for any and all legal advice. Services go way beyond court trials and settlements.
Steve Farmer Auto Sales, where there's always a good selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, priced right, financing available. Steve Farmer Auto Sales, 1110 Main Street, Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Well, after a defensive-minded first quarter, let's see what the second quarter has in store for these two great football teams. Colonels versus the Maroon Tide. Handoff going to Peoples here from Galax. He's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Dragged down, picked up about a yard on the play. Destin Brown in on the stop, along with Demetrius Johnson. He did get it past the 50-yard line, and they'll bring up 2nd and 9. I mentioned defensive struggle, Oscar. First quarter stats definitely indicate that.
Yeah, 30 yards total from Galax, 24 on the ground, 6 through the air, and Altavista with, I think, 27 yards. All of that was on the ground. So they're still feeling each other out.
Yep.
Running between the tackles for the most part. Altavista has tried a couple of pass plays. Galax with a couple. But still feeling each other out, and the defenses are playing extremely well.
That's right. And a big interception from Clyde Moon really set up the Walker Allen field goal. So defense and special teams can win you a lot of ball games. Handoff again for Galax. Boy, Peoples got a lot of room on the left side this time. Good blocking up front. Thornhill hits him, slings him down. Ball came out. Michi Malback picks it up. Oh, boy, referee said he was down. Referee said he was down when the ball came out. It was a late whistle. I thought it was a live fumble. Big, hard-hitting tackle from Juan Thornhill as he slung him down. Malback was there to pick up the fumble, but the officials say Peoples was down. Big gain, too.
Gain of 15, and I think Peoples thought the ball was out, too. Because he laid on the ground. He was not happy that the ball had come loose.
Yeah.
All to no avail. Nice pick up of 15, 1st and 10 from the Galax from the Altavista 33.
Yeah. Galax offensive line and left side tight end there. They got a big surge on that left side. Peoples had a lot of room to run there. 15-yard gain. 1st and 10 now, left hash mark. They're going to give it to Stephen Peoples again. He is hit hard at the thigh pad. That didn't slow him down much, though. It looked like Demetrius Johnson was the guy that hit him, and, boy, you don't see Demetrius having to hang on for dear life much there, but that's what Peoples was doing. He was just running through Colonels, and, boy, we're starting to see why the hype surrounding Peoples might be for real, huh?
Yeah, we've heard Peoples has been looked at by Virginia Tech. This kid is strong. Reminds me a lot of Trey Edmonds, the way he runs the ball. Not the most blazing speed, but he certainly can run downhill, and he is strong.
A great comparison there. Probably not as big as Trey Edmonds, but, boy, he likes to run it hard, get behind those shoulder and thigh pads. They'll give it to him again. Why not? Going up the middle, Peoples throws one of his own guys out of the way. Then he's met by a swarm of Colonels. Destin Brown in on it. Looks like Ashton Robinson as well. No, excuse me. That's not Ashton Robinson. That is number 66. Oh, number 56? Oh, boy. Well, it's a good thing my roster's right because we don't have a 56 on there.
Trayvon Elliott.
Trayvon Elliott. Thank you, Oscar. That's what the color guy's here for, right?
Yeah. Of course, Trayvon transferred in from William Campbell. Nice stop by the Colonels on that play. Brings up a 3rd and 2. Galax at the Altavista 25 got a nice drive going.
3rd and 1 here. Galax, 2 tight ends, I formation again. Looked like they had a lineman moving, no flag to give it to Peoples. Peoples got room left side. Peoples headed the end zone. He's cut down by Juan Thornhill. Touchdown saving tackle by Juan. Now there is a flag out there. I think this might be a hold out there on the perimeter. It looked like the wide receiver had a full handful of jerseys on Canavis Jones.
He had Michi Malback, exactly who it was. I locked in on that. It was obvious, and it was a great call by the official. It's the reason he had the first down, but it made the difference in springing him, getting down almost to the goal line. So
and this happened after he got the first down. It was a little bit downfield, so it will be a fresh set of downs, at least if I understand the rule correctly.
Coach
I don't know. No, actually, it's 3rd down.
Coach Dixon not happy with that call at all.
Well, I'm with you. I thought I saw a full handful of jersey up here. Maybe Coach Dixon disagreed. This will bring up 3rd down again. I was wrong about that. Call it 3rd and 3. 9:13 to go here in the second quarter. Colonels lead 3-0.
That's the 3rd significant penalty, 3rd holding penalty that Galax has had on 1 on special teams and 2 on offense.
Colonels D looking for a big stop here. I would assume it's 4-down territory again, even if Galax doesn't get it. 2 tight ends, 1 wide receiver, 2 running backs. They give it to Peoples. Peoples hitting the backfield, spinning ahead forward. I think he got the first down. Oscar thinks he's short. We'll agree to disagree this time, Mr. Briggs. Let's see what the referee's spot provides us. A good spot, maybe he's got it. Bad spot, maybe he doesn't. And you were absolutely right, Mr. Briggs. I can give credit where credit is due. They spotted just beyond the 25-yard line. Galax is going to need one more yard for a first down, and it looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 1.
Yeah, it's 4th and a long one, Kyle. And Eagles was stopped in the backfield that time. It looked like about a 2-yard loss, but he is strong.
Yeah, he threw the old spinorama on him that time and spun out of a tackle.
Spinorama.
You don't get that move enough, not in a high school game anyway. 8:30 to play. Galax taking some time now. I think they're going to let the play clock run down. Will they call a timeout, or will they just take the penalty and back themselves up? They do call a timeout, and we'll take one with them. Colonels lead 3-0. 4th and short coming up for the Maroon Tide when we come back on 105.5 KD Country.
It's hot in here. When are you going to get that AC fixed?
I wouldn't even know who to call.
Call Select Air. Donnie does it right every time, and he's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and there's never an overtime charge.
Yeah, but we might have to get a brand new unit.
Select Air does installations, and Donnie is going to give you a fair price every time.
Should I call Select Air?
No, you will call Select Air.
Select Air, 841-1580. 841-1580. Online at selectair.webs.com. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
8:24 to play here in the Apple Market second quarter. Apple Market, check out the weekly specials all game long. 3-0. Colonels lead. Some other big games in the area. We'll tell you a little bit more about them as the night goes on. Gretna Heritage comes to mind, but boy, this is a big one here. We talked about all the hype surrounding this one, Oscar. So far, lived up to it. Big 4th down.
It has, and you know, we've seen athletes on both sides come up big on both sides, mostly on the defensive side. You got to look for Peoples to get the ball on this play running behind Dixon.
I would think you're going to go to your bread and butter here. 4th and 1. I formation. They give it to Peoples. Cuts back. He's hit in the backfield. Let's see where the spot gets him. He did try and lunge forward. Boy, Colonel's running off like they know they got the spot. So maybe he's short. Yeah,
a yard and a half short.
You're right. He is short. Good play right there for the Altavista Colonels. They redirected Peoples in the backfield. Peoples smacks himself on the helmet. He's not happy with his own performance. Not a lot he could do, in my opinion. Altavista just got a great surge up front on that D-line.
Well, they really did, and they knew who the ball was going to. Everybody in the stadium did, and Colonels did a great job of stopping that.
Good play right there. Boy, Altavista, so far, that's been the difference. Their play on defense. They got the interception from Clydell Moon on 1 4th down, and then they get a big stop right there. They'll take over on their own 29-yard line. 8:14 to go here in the Apple Market second quarter. 3-0 Altavista lead. Thornhill in the shotgun. Got 2 receivers to each side. Brown to his left. He'll run right behind Destin Brown. Off tackle play, and Juan's got some room. Now look out for number 11. He's going down the left sideline. He's past the 50, past the 40. 1 man's got a chance with an angle, but he's not going to catch him. Touchdown. 1 Thornhill, Altavista Colonels. 9-0.
I got to say, Davy Jones stayed engaged on the edge on that block. Did a fantastic job of sealing that edge. And boy, Juan Thornhill got a step. Peoples couldn't catch him. Dixon couldn't catch him.
Boy, great stuff there from number 11, Juan Thornhill. The old snake eyes broke it out to the left sideline. He's going to trot back out to hold for Walker Allen the extra point, try and make it 10-0. You know, we were talking to the Galax radio guys, Oscar, and they asked us, you know, we've been hearing a lot about this Thornhill guy. Is he for real? You and I just sort of looked at each other and shrugged our shoulders and said, well, maybe you'll find out. And they did right there. Big play by Juan. You mentioned Navy Jones on the great block. Beautiful lead block from Destin Brown as well, coming around that left side. Allen's on to try the extra point. He already made a 35-yard field goal, so this might seem like a chip shot to the sophomore. Snaps back, hold is good, gets on the kicking block. Good kick by Walker Allen. It was a line drive, and it's good. 10-0 Altavista Colonels after the long Juan Thornhill touchdown. We're back in just a second here on 105.5 KD Country.
Check out these new in-store specials from the Apple Markets. 2 32-ounce Gatorades for only $3. 24-pack of Coke, just $6.99. And Lay's chips, 2 for $6. Plus, any size fresh brewed sweet tea, just 99 cents at Apple Market locations. Riverside, Gateway, Main Street, and Altavista. Visit the Apple Market's convenience stores today. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista Colonels playing the team game, but got to tip your cap to Juan Thornhill on that long 75-yard touchdown scamper, Mr. Briggs. I think we both saw it the same way. Excellent run by number 11.
Well, it was, and you know, a 14-second drive, one play, 75 yards. It's a typical Altavista play that we've seen out of Thornhill, Malbeck, or Brown the last 2 years. And great job of blocking. Destin Brown, Navy Jones, Michi Malbeck out on the edge as well. Great job. The thing that concerns me is how will they respond on defense after a nice drive by Galax.
Yeah, Colonels had a great stop on fourth down there to set up that play. The Clydell Moon interception set up the points before that. So really the defense has led the offense. Here comes Dixon. He's going to reverse field, going all the way to the right side. He's got some room there. Altavista will finally track him down around the 29, 30-yard line. Let's see where they spot this football, but not a bad return for Galax. And really, in their special teams, you know, I think you got to give Galax the advantage in that area. Not that Altavista's played terrible, but Galax is pretty impressive on these kick returns.
Well, they have been, and Altavista hadn't had many opportunities on special teams. Dixon was stringing that play out, looking for a hole. The Colonels really did a good job of staying in their lanes to keep him from getting, you know, he's got a ton of speed.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, we talked about how fantastic Stephen Peoples is, but this Dixon kid can really get it done as well. Joseph Dixon is the guy we're talking about. He is a 1A by all means. He is not a backup. They toss it out to Dixon this time. He had his stutter step, slows down, hit hard by a couple Colonels. Destin Brown had him around the jersey. It looked like Thornhill and Canavis Jones were in there as well. Jones helped him up off the turf afterwards. So great show of sportsmanship there by the Colonels.
Well, loss of 3 on that play, or 2 on that play, and I give credit to Ashton Robinson.
Yeah.
He sealed that play and forced Peebles back inside. And Ashton got abused. He got hammered pretty hard, but he did a great job of turning the play back inside for 2-yard loss for Galax.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Ashton Robinson was playing the defensive end on that side. The toss play went to his side. He got outside and forced Peebles to cut it back up. So good play by Ashton Robinson. Fake the handoff. Now they're going to pass. This is Orton in there. Orton's going to throw a screen play, and Galax has it set up very well. They're going to get run down by the speed of Destin Brown, though. Boy, that play could have gone for about 30 yards. Destin Brown made sure it only went for about 6 or 7. Great job by Destin Brown to run down the receiver. That was number 44, Spurlin. Brown got him from the backside.
He was open. He had a ton of field. Destin Brown closed on him. He closed the gap up about 10 yards in about 3 seconds. He had a full head of steam. If Destin wouldn't have got him, he'd have gone for 30.
Yeah, it was a great screenplay, great setup, and I think even Destin Brown would admit, hey, I was out of position. I just had to make a play with my speed. Altavista did that. Sets up another big third down. 3rd and 4. 7 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Galax got to hurry. Play clock running down. They do get it off in time. They fake the handoff again. Another pass play. They're going to get it on the swing pass to Peoples. Peoples catches it about 10 yards in the backfield. Now he's going for the first down. He's got it. Thornhill tried to tackle him low but missed it. Michi Malbeck's got a chance. Let's see if he can run him down. He can't. Peoples shook out of the Malbeck tackle. Stayed in bounds. Touchdown, Galax. Wow. What a play right there. Peoples caught that pass 10 yards deep, and then he got the first down and so much more. Touchdown.
Yeah, Ashton Robinson did a good job getting in the backfield and read that play. Had Peoples, was closing on him, and he got blocked. Yeah, it really was good blocking downfield from Galax. Excellent play by the Maroon Tide. They were never out of this football game, but now they're right back in it. Long touchdown reception from number 22, Stephen Peoples. Jonathan Reyna on to try the extra point. He's just a 9th grader. Snapped a little low. They do get it to the kicking block. Let's see what the signal is, and it's good. 7 points now on the board for Galax. Colonels still lead by the field goal, 10-7. 6:43 to play here in the second quarter. Timeout on 105.5 KD Country.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
To award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
6:43 to go here in the Apple Market second quarter. More big props. Another big shout-out to our executive producer, Dave Haney and Elizabeth Haney. Boy, Elizabeth Haney put in some overtime hours trying to get our technology straight this week. Didn't really work out for us, but it's like putting money in the bank. You don't always make a withdrawal right away. Sometimes you got to let it accumulate interest in there. Oscar, I'm sorry. Did I get too bad analogy for football here?
No, just like First National Bank.
That's right.
And you know, the teams were filling each other out here midway through the second quarter. We've seen two big plays here back to back.
Yeah, real big plays right there. And maybe now the gloves are coming off. Everybody's coming out swinging. Mishandled kickoff. Destin Brown just has to fall on it. Not bad field position, though, because it was a short squib kick. Colonels will take over on about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, nice kickoff, squib kick. Nice decision by Dustin, not trying to fumble with it, pick it up and run. He just, once he mishandled it, he fell on it. He probably had, 5-10-yard buffer, but nice decision, nice play.
Yeah, I think you make a great point there. And Destin's a playmaker, so sometimes it's hard for those guys to make that smart decision, but that was the right decision. Don't try and pick it up and end up leaving it on the ground again. Just fall on it. Destin did a nice play right there. Juan Thornhill, the quarterback for the Colonels. He's got Clydell Moon right behind him. It looks like going to put Michi Mall back in motion deep. They hand it to Moon. Moon's got some room up the middle, and then he's upended by Stephen Peoples about a yard past the line of scrimmage. Great solo tackle by Peoples. If you heard the pregame show, you heard Oscar mention he's not just a great running back. He's also returning district defensive player of the year.
They could give him a gain of 3, and Clydell had a head of steam on him. Peoples was waiting for him. He picked him up at 5 and dropped him.
Yeah, great form tackle right there. Peoples didn't necessarily try to hit him hard. He just tried to hit him solid around the thigh pads, and he did. He picked him up and bumped him. It looked like a double-leg takedown in wrestling. Thornhill getting the offensive straight. He's going to get 2 running backs beside him. That's Destin Brown and Clydell Moon. 3 wide receivers to work with. They hand it to Moon going around left side. He turns around. Good run. Forges ahead. Cut down after a gain of about 2 or 3, but good solid running from Moon. And that'll turn it into, we'll call it, third and a long 4 here.
Yeah, it's, again, Colonel's back in between the tackles again, using Clydell Moon. Actually, Brown and Thornhill both, hands on hips, look a little winded.
I would agree with you. And, again, we knew it was going to be a tough test for Altavista, physically and mentally. And I think so far it's lived up to that. Looks like Altavista is going to go with that same formation again. Backs right beside Juan Thornhill in the shotgun formation. Twin receivers over here to the near side. Juan wants to throw. Looks like he's looking for Michi Malback. Ooh. Michi tried to make a one-handed grab. He was almost able to pull it in, but it falls to the ground. Good defense by Galax again. Number 10, Daniel LaRoe on the breakup.
Yeah, Michi on the break off the line slipped. Just wet grass again. The footing's pretty good, but he slipped on the grass and never got his pattern back. Juan had to wait on him a little bit. It would have been a great catch. It was a nice throw. It was the only place that he could throw the ball and not be intercepted. So nice throw. Michi almost came down with a one-handed catch.
Yeah, percentage play there. You put it where only your receiver can catch it. And Michi, as you mentioned, slipped a little bit. Wet ground out here. It has rained a lot all day. Not raining now, but there's still moisture out there. So it wasn't a bad play at all. 2 receivers back deep on the punt return here for Galax. 1 guy about 10 yards deep. Altavista taking a while on the snap. Snap is pretty doggone perfect, and Allen's got all day to kick. Good hanging punt, and look at the coverage from the Colonels. They're down there in a hurry. They're going to touch it on about the 34-yard line, excuse me. It looked like Dante Poindexter grabbed that one. It might have been taking a Colonel bounce. Hard to know that if you're Dante Poindexter, especially when you're getting down there full speed like that.
Yeah, he actually touched the ball, first touched it about the 32. It came back a little bit. They're going to mark it right at the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
Favorable spot here for Galax. And again, back on offense pretty quickly. Colonel's 3 and out on that drive.
Well, I'm impressed with the punt return coverage there from Altavista. I mean, no way Galax is going to get a return on that because there was 6 or 7 Colonels down there where the ball landed. That's what you need against dynamic playmakers like Galax has.
35-yard punt, no return. You'll take it every time against this Galax team, the way special teams have gone.
Yep, 2 guys in motion now for Galax. Now they're going to put more guys in motion. Formation looks completely different from when they broke the huddle. They're going to hand it off to Joseph Dixon. Dixon going to try left side. Got some room there. He's got at least 5 yards, maybe a little bit more. Gets it out to the 40-yard line before he's finally dragged down. Bunch of Colonels in on that stop as usual. Number 3, Donovan Montague in on the stop right there. Good play by him. Dante Poindexter as well. and also James Cofer, number 70.
This is, we heard Coach Sharnis talk about it pregame that this is when you're going to find out if the weightlifting, if the conditioning paid off, and you're starting to see both teams look winded. You come out in a game with this kind of hype, with this type of implications, and the adrenaline's pumping. No score through the first part of the ball game, feeling each other out, hard hitting both defenses. There's a penalty on that we missed.
Shows how much
that was a 15-yarder.
That may have been after the play. Then it may have been some extracurriculars on a personal foul situation. Could have been a face mask on the offense. Sometimes when you're blocking, you get a hold of that face mask, and you can't do that either. But anyway, it's going to set up 1st and 15. They'll get a redo on the first down, but they're going to start a little further back. People's in motion. They hand it off to Dixon again on the stretch play. Got some room. Thornhill just puts the helmet right in the hip of Peoples and drags him down. Good solo tackle from Lon, but a nice gain before that. When your safety's making plays on the running play, Oscar, you don't mind it, but it generally means that the other team got a gain if your safety has to come in there and drop him.
Well, you're absolutely right. And once again, there was an Altavista player, Donovan Montague, got into the backfield, had a good angle on Dixon, and he was blocked again. Nice job, Galax, picking up that Altavista player in the backfield.
2nd and 9. 3:53 to go here in the Apple Market second quarter. Subway halftime show should be a lot of fun. 10-7 Altavista lead. They're going to hand it off to Dixon again. Dixon's got some room. Elliott almost ran him down. Now the whole team from the Colonels comes in there. A lot of white jerseys around that football. In fact, 10 white jerseys in on the tackle there. Malback was the only one that was, and that's because he was the far cornerback, so it's going to be hard for him to get there.
Great job by Trayvon Elliott. He's the one that got him around the ankles first and had him falling down. Brings up 3rd and call it a long 5, Kyle. Big play here for the Colonels. They need the ball back.
Well, I think you got to tip your cap to Coach Mike Revis, the defensive coordinator for the Altavista Colonels. He's done a great job early game planning, and he's gotten Galax, I should say, into a lot of these 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, and that's what you want if you're a defense. Just give us a chance to get off the field here on 3rd down. Man in motion for Galax. Lone setback. They fake it to Peoples. Horton wants to throw. He hauls it up there. Montague might have got the interception. Let's see. And did they give him credit, Oscar? Did he catch it or not?
The backs, they're going to say no interception.
Okay, they're going to say Montague could not pull the interception in. It breaks up the 3rd down play. Boy, Montague, full stretch like right there, trying to catch it. Couldn't quite come down.
He had it until he hit the ground. Right. He was laid fully out, Superman pose. Got his hands on the ball, but just couldn't hang on as he hit the ground.
Great effort by Montague. Brings up 4th and 6. Galax in the punt formation again. Altavista's got Michi Mall back deep. 2:55 to play here in the first half. So Altavista, is going to have some time to do something on offense. Don't forget the Colonels did burn 2 timeouts early, so they only have one of those left. And the referee is going to stop play now. Galax did not have their personnel straight. I don't know why the referee just stopped play like that.
The play clock never started.
Right. It seems like Galax exhausted that play clock. Well, maybe the ball wasn't set. Galax didn't have their personnel the way they wanted to. Thought they were going to have to burn a timeout, but the referee just blows the play dead.
Maybe they sent the replay to the booth.
Gotta love the replay. And now another whistle coming out. One official doesn't like what's going on.
I don't either.
Yeah. The officials are going to talk about it now. Let's see if they can get it straight. I don't know if we can even describe what was happening, Oscar. Galax they were not aligned the way they wanted to be aligned.
They weren't. They've had people in motion, split out wide coming in, somebody coming out of the backfield, the blocker coming out of motion. I don't know if there's a timing issue.
Yeah, the head official is going to go talk to Coach Mark Dixon. He's going to say, obviously, we're not privy to this conversation, but, a 5-yard penalty is not the worst thing that's going to happen to Galax either. They're going to punt from about their own 40-yard line, so 5 more yards back. It's not going to make all the difference in the world. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, though.
Coach
I don't know what the conversation is.
Coach Sharnis was the referee the official on the other sideline. He wants to know what's going on.
Yeah, I think he's wondering why Galax can just take all day to get the playoff here. It looks like we're set as soon as Coach Sharnis finishes his conversation with the official on his side. 4th and 5, Galax is in a punt formation. 2:55 to go here.
And Mike's not
second
through.
quarter. Yeah, I think he's still giving him a little bit more over there, and maybe deservedly so. We didn't know what happened. Long snap is a good one. Kick is going to hang up in the air. It's a pretty good one. Galax's coverage looks good. Ball will drop on the 36-yard line. Takes another Maroon Tide bounce, although this time not nearly as big as that last punt. Just about a 10-yard roll on this one. And that'll give Altavista the football. They'll take over on their own 28-yard line. 2:44 to go in the half. Colonel's up by 3, 10-7.
And a little bit of an update from Gretna. Heritage 9, Gretna 7.
Okay, we mentioned that game a little bit. That I think that one intrigues Altavista fans on many levels, and just football fans in general, really. That's two great programs there. Colonel's locked in a dogfight here. We thought it would be. It was a defensive struggle early. Both teams have broke out for some big plays since then. But, boy, you still can't say the defenses are playing shabby. Canavis Jones in motion. Juan fakes it to him. He's going to roll out. He's chased. He's hit the backfield and dropped. Give Juan Thornhill credit just for holding on to the football. He was hit hard, about 7 yards deep. He was looking deep downfield, but just never had time to get a pass off.
Boy, that started at the 29-yard line. They're going to mark that at the 19-yard line, 18-yard line. They're going to call it a loss of 10, Kyle.
Now you got to be careful if you're Altavista from the standpoint of you don't want to give Galax too much time to run plays here before halftime. Colonels will get the ball to start the second half, so that's going to be big.
Galax with no timeouts. They burned them off.
Right. That's helpful right there. And I think Coach Sharner's realizing that. He's going to tell Juan to let the play clock run down. It is down to 6 now. Remember, we do have play clocks in each end zone. And Juan Thornhill will have to hurry and get the play off. He does, but the ball got snapped late. He called for the snap, and a couple of linemen moved, but the ball never got snapped. Center held it on the ground. So this is going to be 5 more yards against the Altavista Colonels. And, boy, this sets up second and about a trip back to Hillsville, I think, that we came through, Oscar. Second and real long. We'll call it 2nd and 20. I think
This is second 25. Okay. Kick-yard loss and a 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd and 25, and Colonel's pinned back deep at their own 14, 13-yard line.
Got to be careful here for Altavista. You'd love to get the first down, but the biggest thing is you got to hold on to the ball and find a way to punt this thing away successfully and let your defense work. Receivers on each side. Thornhill wants to throw. Looking deep, and he's got a man. It's Jones. It's complete. Flag came down right where Jones caught it. Jones going to get dragged down on the opposite 35-yard line. Big passing strike from Juan Thornhill. Let's see what the flag is all about. They threw it in the area that Jones was in. Maybe it's a pass interference.
It is on Galax. I thought they were going to call that on Navy Jones. There was a little bit of jostling going on. Great job by Navy staying in his stride. Great job by Juan. Great protection that allowed him to throw the ball at time.
Everything you just said is spot on, Oscar. And how about the call by Coach Mike Sharnas? Hey, try and run the ball out and get to halftime? No fear from Coach Sharnas. He says, let's throw it deep. Works out perfectly. Great throw by Juan. Great catch by Canavis Jones. Fresh set of downs. Altavista is on the Galax side of the field now on the 35-yard line with 1:20 to play. Plenty of time to get in the end zone, although you can't waste too much time.
Pick up a 52.
2 tight ends, 2 receivers, back to Juan's right. Thornhill, back to pass, plenty of time, pump fakes. Now he's going to step it up and run up the middle. Nice move there. Gets run down the backside by Sperlin. The Juan's still on his feet. Great play right there. Juan's going to get a first down. He got it all the way past the 25. Don't know if it was a designed quarterback draw or not, Oscar, but it worked out perfectly.
No, I think if you asked the question, I'm going to answer it.
Sure.
It was absolutely was a quarterback draw. He did the pump fake. It froze the secondary. It froze the line. Nice job by the offensive line to clear out that pocket, and Juan was easily 10 yards downfield. He got hit about 5 yards downfield, but he just carried him.
Yeah, Sperlin hit him from the backside. Juan just had so much momentum going. There wasn't much Galax could do. Thornhill, another shotgun snap. He received it about head high. He wants to take off and run again. This time he's not going to get out of there. Big sack by Galax. Let's see if Altavista burns the timeout. They do. They call the timeout immediately. 35.5 seconds to play in the half. Let's take a 30-second timeout very quick as well and get ready for this last 32nd of the half. 10-7. Colonels lead. 35 seconds in the first half coming up here on 105.5 KD Country.
English's welcomes Pratt & Lambert as an addition to their line of quality paints. If a fall painting project is on your to-do list, English's features Pratt & Lambert lifetime warranty Red Seal exterior paints. Choose from hundreds of stunning, beautiful designer colors. Pratt & Lambert interior or exterior paints are value priced to save you money. Pratt & Lambert paints never compromise.
English's is your complete home center.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
What's up, Subway halftime show is always fun. I think it's going to be extra special here tonight. We got a great ball game, Oscar. Best one we've seen in a while. 10-7, Colonel's lead. Got second and long coming up. 35 seconds to get in the end zone here before the break.
Yeah, the Colonel's offensive line has done a good job tonight, but Galax just, their strategy's easy. When Thornhill drops back, they're sending everybody.
Sure, yeah.
They're flooding the running lanes. They're not giving the line an opportunity to utilize the speed of his receivers downfield.
Reverse coming. Michi Malback's got it after the handoff from Navy Jones. Malback turns the corner. He's got a little gain. Flag comes down. Michi got it back to the original line of scrimmage, but it was not nearly the big play that I think the Colonels envisioned when they drew that one up on the chalkboard on the reverse.
No, he had a seam. Darius Johnson made a nice block, but then took the defensive player to the ground, and you can't do that.
Right.
It's going to be a spot foul from the 34-yard line. It's going to be 10 yards back from that.
Yeah, it's going to be 26 seconds to go in the half. Colonels lead 10-7, of course. Going to set up second in an eternity, probably second in about 30 again. It was 25 before, and Altavista made the big play, so maybe that's a good point to bring up. Altavista had second and real long earlier this drive, Oscar, and it didn't seem to bother him on a long passing play. See what happens here. Yeah, it is about second and 30. 26 seconds left. You couldn't really fault the Colonels for taking a knee and just going into halftime here. But knowing Coach Sharnis, I think he wants to take a shot at the end zone while he's got the chance. Watch for Galax to come hard. Yep, bunch formation on the right. Juan Thornhill avoids one rusher. No, he doesn't. He is thrown down by Joseph Dixon, dropped at the opposite 45-yard line. So now it's third, and, when I say an eternity, it's third and at least 45 yards. With 15 seconds left, I think the Colonels will take a knee now. Let's see what happens.
Boy, that's a loss of 12. The last three passing plays, the last three have been lost for a total of 32 yards. Of course, the one success was a 52-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
52-yard play to put them in great field position, but that's going to end the half.
That will end the half. Altavista is just going to run the clock out. They do get the ball at halftime, so they got that going for them. But I think we both got to agree, Galax Maroon Tide got a little momentum on their hands after that series of sacks right there. Subway halftime show right after this. Colonels lead 10-7 on 105.5 KD Country.
Don't you think it's time that your business account made you money? I'm Marion Marshall with First National Bank, and we've introduced a small business interest checking account that earns your business interest. That's right, interest. So for a progressive small business checking account, come to First National Bank today. We'll show how your business account will earn interest, and we'll provide you with an extraordinary customer experience. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Try a variety of lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that brought the first Mexican food to the area 13 years ago and still going strong 7 days a week. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced with drink specials and great service too. Voted best Mexican restaurant by you, their customers. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business.
Apple Auto Glass is your windshield repair and replacement center in Lynchburg. You get a free car wash with all windshields replaced in the shop. Apple Auto Glass wants the fans to enjoy the boys of fall this high school football season.
When I feel that chill, smell that fresh cut grass, I'm back in my helmet, cleats, and shoulder pad. Kings of the school, man, where the boys of fall.
Apple Auto Glass salutes the boys of fall.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels lead 10-7 from Galax High School, taking on the Maroon Tide. What a first half of football. Thank you for joining us on 105.5 KD Country or online at kdcountry.com. Of course, you can thank Walmart for that streaming online audio there from Altavista or Galax, as we are tonight, from Galax to around the world there at kdcountry.com. Great feature that we have and that we're able to provide to our fans. Colonels have provided their fans plenty to cheer about tonight. Long run from Juan Thornhill, long passing play on the last drive where Thornhill hooked up with Canavis Jones. And this Altavista defense has been pretty doggone good. We are, again, as I said, live at Galax High School. Great atmosphere down here for football. Crowd maybe not quite as big as Oscar and I expected it would be. Weather might have kept some people home, but Speaking of the weather, it really has not rained since we've been here. It did rain in the pregame, and it rained on Oscar and I on the way down, but now it's been pretty pleasant. That low fog has kind of lifted a little bit and revealed a nice September evening here from the Blue Ridge Mountains. And I've sent the big O, Oscar Briggs, out to try and do some undercover work for us out here in Galax. Talk to the locals, get us some backstories and stuff. All seriousness, though, the Colonels playing pretty well here, particularly the defense. They lead 10-7. Clydale Moon had an interception in the first quarter that set up a 35-yard Walker Allen touchdown. Juan Thornhill later on had a 75-yard touchdown run. That's where Altavista got their scoring from. On the other side, the Maroon Tide, Stephen Peoples caught a pass from Caleb Horton. He then took it the distance. Great run there. That was one of the most fun plays we've seen this season as he outran everybody from Altavista and tried to shake off a few tackles as well. We'll shake off the cobwebs, shake off the rust here from the Subway halftime show. Another timeout. We'll be back with so much more here after this short break. Colonels up 10-7 against Galax on 105.5 KD Country.
Stay cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, on the ready to keep you comfortable year-round. Locally owned and operated, just a call away with over 20 years experience. Licensed and bonded, Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, specializing in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical, any season, anytime. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Give them a call today. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, Gretna.
High school athletics builds character, teaches teamwork, and provides a solid foundation for life. PCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this sports broadcast for your enjoyment. PCM Industrial Services encourages everyone to come on out and watch the game. It's a great time for the whole family. Cheer on the Colonels. PCM Industrial Services, the industrial maintenance and construction specialists, serving the Mid-Atlantic region with quality craftsmen since 1986. Good luck, Colonels. English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
10-7, Colonels lead. What a fantastic football game. But we're here to talk about Subway, Oscar. We want to honor their commitment that they've made to the food service industry. Robert Duff in particular. Hard to beat Subway. That's what this segment's about.
Yeah, not even food service industry, but to the community.
Yeah.
Great job involved in youth sports, involved with the hospitals.
They got boots on the ground out there.
They do have boots on the ground. Again, great job by the staff always at both Subways in Altavista, whether it be a Walmart or they're on Main Street. They take care of you. They cater. If you've got a business luncheon, you can do the box lunches. You can pack this stuff in. They'll have it ready for you to pick up. Names on it, ready to go. However you want it.
That's right. I've said it before. It's worth repeating. If you show up with a Subway catered to your next meeting at work, you get the promotion probably before your boss at Sub, even all gets in the belly. You just walk in the door and the boss is like, "Yep, you got it. You got the promotion. You're the guy. You're the employee of the month, probably the employee of the year for that matter." But I'll tell you, Nick Bailey back in home base, he's in the running. He's up there for employee of the year for KD Country, and I'll phrase it this way: of all the employees we have, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, Oscar, of all the employees we have, he's one of them. That's a good point. I couldn't resist that. Let's get back to serious stuff here, Oscar, though. We had a little fun with that segment. Colonels up 10-7. What'd you like, what'd you dislike without this?
The defense was good. Pass protection, not so good.
Yeah.
The speed that Dixon has shown, the last two pass plays, closing in on Thornhill, not giving Thornhill the opportunity to throw the ball at all. You look at the stats from the first half, Altavista 87 on the ground, 52 through the air. You take away the 50-plus yards that they've lost in sacks, they're right at 200 yards. Galax 56 on the ground, you've held the Galax rushing team stats to 56 yards and a half. That's a stout half of defense.
Yeah, that's impressive.
They've got 79 on the ground, which is uncharted waters for them as well. Total of 135 for them, 139 for the Colonels. So, pretty even there. Penalty yards for Altavista 30. Galax with 43. Some key penalties on both sides. Just because of the athleticism, I think, Kyle. Some holding penalties, a couple of personal fouls on both sides. But, boy, what a football game.
Yeah.
Defense has been strong on both sides.
Great point that you hit on there that I think a lot of people might not really think about a lot of times, I guess. The athleticism does cause the penalties because you're used to blocking guys that aren't this big, aren't this fast, aren't this quick. And, you can, I'm not saying you manhandle people on every play, but you're used to blocking a certain type of guy. You come down here, whether it's Galax having to block Altavista or Altavista having to block Galax, all of a sudden you're blocking another electric athlete across the line from you, somebody that's big and quick and strong, and you end up having to hold the guy just to make your blocks. That's a great point. The athleticism does lead to some more of those things.
And you can't simulate that in practice. You can. There's no way. The second-team guys line up against the first-team guys, but the first-team guys just don't have that exposure to the speed on either side, whether it be Galax or Altavista. And from Altavista, one of the things I really, really like is no turnovers.
Yeah.
Galax with the one interception that Moon took and, led to 3 points, if you really think about it, that's a difference in the game right now.
I would agree. That's a great play by Clydell Moon. That was on the fourth down play. On the third down play, he ran Peoples out of bounds just to set up the fourth down play. So you got to give big credit to Clydell Moon there. Defense has been great. Special teams, I think we would both agree, have been really outstanding for the most part. The punting game from both teams and the punt coverage, pretty good to neutralize those punt returners.
Altavista has nothing on returns. I think they've had an opportunity to return. They didn't. They kicked off first, and then on the punts, they haven't had the opportunity to return the ball, which takes the ball out of Michi Malbach's hand. We hadn't called his name tonight very much at all. I think for the Colonels to be successful, they've got to find a way to get him involved into this offense, whether it be put him in slot, put him in motion. Certainly they've got to find a way to get the ball to Michi, and they've got to find a way to protect one.
Yeah, I think it's something when you're sitting there in your game plan sessions with your coaching staff, you say, well, we want this guy, just for example, we want Michi Malbach to touch it 10 times in a game. Well, normally you assume he's going to touch it 4 or 5 times on punts, another 2 or 3 on kickoffs. Well, when you take those touches out of there, now all of a sudden that limits his carries, limits your chance for a playmaker to get the ball. So you're right. I think you hit a great point there as well. I think we'll see Michi Malbach maybe get in on some design runs, those wide receiver sweeps, maybe even just some short passes. We've seen him try and go deep to him a few times. And obviously we've seen Altavista can hit that deep balls just as Juan have the time. And that's interesting, too, from that standpoint for me. The O-line has not blocked well on those passing plays, but I think on the running plays, the offensive line's done outstanding. And maybe it's just a question of backing up and blocking somebody and then going forward and blocking somebody on the run. Maybe that's just how it is tonight.
Well, I think you're absolutely right that they have, in the running game, been able to get the players open some, and especially when they went a little bit on the outside, they were able to get some seams set up. The wide receivers did a good job of blocking. I know we called Navy and Michi a couple of times when they were able to get outside. I think that maybe some misdirections. They've got to somehow find a way to take advantage of this blitzing crew. Dixon, man, he is coming from that outside linebacker or the corner spot, and he is coming with a full head of steam. If you can find a way to get the ball where that spot's been vacated, you might be able to break something long.
Great point. We saw Galax use the screen with success. Maybe it's time for Altavista to bust out a screen pass or a draw, trap, one of those sort of plays where you take advantage of a team's aggressiveness. I think maybe look for that in the second half as well. We got to take a break, Oscar, because I tell you, we're just agreeing with each other too much. It's a real love fest up here. And our partner in crime, Bob Alvis, would say you just can't have that. The color guy and the play-by-play guy can't agree too much. It's just gonna make for bad radio. No, Bob is a smart guy. He would say it's good when we agree. But sometimes you got to agree to disagree. Sometimes you got to agree that Subway is great all the time, and it is. It's a Subway halftime show. Another quick timeout, then we'll wrap it up and bring you to second half here. Altavista 10, Galax 7, live on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet
In Altavista. It's hot in here. When are you going to get that AC fixed?
I wouldn't even know who to call.
Call Select Air. Donnie does it right every time, and he's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and there's never an overtime charge.
Yeah, but we might have to get a brand new unit.
Select Air does installations, and Donnie is going to give you a fair price every time.
Should I call Select Air?
No, you will call Select Air.
Select Air, 841-1580. 841-1580. Online at selectair.webs.com. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Live from Galax High School. 51 years of outstanding high school sports coverage. We could not be outstanding without the support of our sponsors, and it is the Subway Halftime Show. Subway, eat fresh, 2 great locations. Sometimes Oscar and I get off topic, and we got to goof around a little bit, but Oscar, that's a great thing about when you watch those games on YouTube after the fact, brought to you by Feller Chevrolet. You can just fast forward the parts you don't want to listen to, just get right back to the game, or maybe you want to hear those goofing off parts. The point is, it's really it's user on demand type stuff.
Yeah, it is, and we do get off point a little bit, but that's to keep our sanity. This is such a tight ball game. Such great athletes on both sides of the ball. It's been one of the best games we've seen in the last 2 years.
Yep. It's time for the good boxing analogy because it really does fit here in this case. It was kind of a heavyweight prize fight coming in. Both these two teams were billed as contenders, if you will. And the first few rounds, first part of that first quarter, they just kind of felt each other out there for rounds 1, 2, and 3. Then all of a sudden they started throwing some big haymakers there in round 4 and 5. Thornhill, who I guess you could say, won round 4 with the 75-yard touchdown, and then Peoples round 5 with the long touchdown. I think it worked pretty good.
Yeah, if it were a boxing match right now, and it was the end of the match, it would be. I think it'd be a draw. I know Altavista's ahead, but the stats are pretty even. It's been a very even football game. That one turnover again, leading to the field goal, is the difference. And you take that one play out, and there is no difference. This has been a great ball game.
Yeah, I mean, staying with the boxing analogy, if you will. You got to give Altavista those early rounds with the Clyde Moon interception and then the touchdown. So I think that analogy fits. Round 6 through 12 coming up here in the second half, and we would be out of line if we didn't mention one of the all-time great heavyweights, Ken Norton, passing away this week. Bob Alvis would probably revoke my broadcaster's card if I didn't mention Mr. Norton. Really had that trilogy with Muhammad Ali there, Oscar. That was one of the few guys that ever beat Ali, and some people think he beat him more than once there, just didn't get the decision on the card.
Well, that's right, and his son, you mentioned Ken Norton, his son went on to be a great football player, linebacker for the Cowboys for some time.
Yeah, you don't want to run into either one of those two guys in a dark alley somewhere.
Well, especially the boxers now.
Well, that's too soon. 1 minute to go here in the Subway halftime show. Enough boxing. Let's get back to football. But like we said, the analogy does seem to fit. Colonels are going to get the ball here in the second half. They did win the toss and deferred. That's kind of been their MO for the last couple of years. Maybe even dates back to when Coach Sharna started. We'll have to talk to Dave Haney, get some research on that. But let's create that as a side topic. Oscar, do you like that? Is that the way you like? You like starting the ball in the second half, if you have the choice anyway?
Yeah, the old argument that you get a potential extra possession in the second half. I like getting the defense on the field in the first half, the first part of the game. So if you do win the toss, I like the defer strategy.
Yeah, it seems like that's kind of the MO that a lot of people go with. And, I don't know, maybe further studies and observation are required to really figure out if it works. But it certainly worked for the Colonels. It certainly worked for Coach Sharnas in his history because nobody can question his record as a football coach.
Ball on the tee, Kyle, and it's laid back. They're going to do another squib kick. They're going to keep the ball away from Navy Jones and Michi Malbeck, which is a pretty sound strategy.
You see Jones and Malbeck sort of inching up. They can tell. Squib kick, it's going to go out of bounds. The kicker did not catch that one solid. We'll call that a shank. This will give Altavista the football. It's past the 35-yard line, so they're probably going to get it right where it went out of bounds. Flag gets thrown down on about the 40 4, we'll call it. So it looks like that's where Altavista will start.
Coach Dixon livid on the sideline.
Not happy about that.
No, and then that was a shank.
Well, it's another one of those things. It looks easy because the guys on TV do it so well. Not exactly easy. Not something you can take for granted, especially when you get the lights and you get a little bit of pressure out there.
It looked almost, he set the ball up to do a split kick again. It was almost like an onside kick.
Yeah.
It wasn't well executed at all.
Right. Altavista will take over on their own. Call it the 43 now. They've inched it back about a yard. Right hash mark, near side to us. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. But Navy goes in motion behind. They give it to Destin Brown right up the middle. Destin Brown shakes a tackle, gets dragged down on another one, rolls forward for about a 9-yard gain. He's close to the first down marker. See where the spot takes him. He's beyond the 50-yard line, that's for sure.
Boy, it's a gain of at least 9. Nice run by Destin. He was hitting the line, continued to drive his legs like we've seen him do.
Yeah.
He was half a step from taking that to the house as well.
Thornhill going to get the offense together. 2nd and short. Sometimes a lot of people like to throw deep in this situation. 2nd and short. We'll see what happens, though, with the Altavista Colonels. Brown is on Thornhill's left. Juan in the shotgun, of course. 2 receivers to each side. Right hash mark. Juan's going to go up the gut. He balls Destin Brown. Juan's got some room. He's dragged down. Great tackle by Stephen Peoples. Solo tackle right there. We're used to seeing Juan shake off that solo tackle. Not that time from Stephen Peoples. He is a good, solid defender.
Yeah, but still a gain of 10 on that play. Another Colonel first down. Nice job by Destin Brown opening up that hole for Juan.
Yeah, it was the old quarterback isolation play. The line blocked everybody out. Destin Brown went and blocked the linebacker. And the first guy that could tackle Juan Thornhill was the safety, Stephen Peoples. You said it. He was about 10 yards deep. Fresh set of downs now. Altavista will scrimmage from the Galax 39-yard line. Right hash mark. Juan looks over the defense. Shotgun snap. Destin Brown might have moved early. He did move early. Destin tried to fake it like he was going in motion, but it was definitely a flinch. Referee caught it, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty going to set up 1st and 15.
Yeah, you called that exactly right. Destin flinched on one of Juan's hard counts, and he tried to go in motion. The ref was having no part of that.
Sort of comical, but, give Destin credit for trying to make something out of it anyway. 1st and 15. Going to back Altavista up to the 44-yard line.
I think Colonels need to be patient and not try to air the ball out here. Just continue to do what their strategy is so far this second half.
10.5 minutes to go in the Apple Market third quarter. They give it to Destin Brown on the off-tackle play. Falling forward, gets it back to at least the original line of scrimmage. He's brought down around the 39, 38-yard line, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10. They do spot it pretty much exactly on the old line of scrimmage.
And nice play by the Colonels on that. Pick up your 5 yards and take it. You're probably in, I don't know. I was going to say you're probably in 4 down territory here, but maybe not.
Well, I think you're, at least right now anyway, you're out of Walker Allen field goal range.
Right.
So I think you may be onto something. Maybe it's 4 down territory. Of course, you don't want to take another one of those long sacks again. Shotgun snap, a little high. Juan pulls it down. Going to throw. He's got a man. Pass is low. He was looking for Darius Johnson. Johnson was open, but the pass was just a little bit low.
And it was low because Juan was backing up because the pressure was coming again. He had a little bit more time than he realized, but he's taken 3 significant losses. He was not going to take that chance again.
Good point. I think a lot of quarterbacks, it's human nature. After you've taken a bunch of sacks, you get a little gun shy in there, and your internal clock says, let's get rid of this ball a little bit quicker. Going to bring up 3rd and 10. Interesting situation here from a play calling perspective because you're right. Are you working with just this is the last down, or are you going to go for it on 4th down? If so, maybe you think about a running play right here. Clydale Moon going to join Juan Thornhill in the backfield. Juan looks over the defense, puts them all back in motion to the left side. They hand it to Moon. No, Juan keeps it. Great fake right there from Juan Thornhill. He's close to the first down, and he's got it. Across the 20, across the 15. Let's see, they went out of bounds. They spotted at the 14-yard line. Big play right there from Juan Thornhill. Great fake on the running play right there. I could have sworn Clydale Moon took the handoff.
Yeah, nice job by Johnson. That was Demetrius Johnson sealing up the play to get Juan sprung on the outside. Stayed engaged with the corner, and that allowed Juan to get downfield. Juan showing some speed again.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to some people at halftime from the Galax side, and they were impressed with the speed of this Altavista Colonel team.
Yeah, Juan's kind of like a Ferrari. He's just got to get it out of the garage and let it take off sometimes. He had plenty of room there. Juan Thornhill going to hand it off to Clydale Moon. Moon is hit hard and dropped by guess who? Stephen Peoples. Peoples showing a lot of class, helps Moon right up. They'll give him a gain of about a yard. Not a whole lot there as Mr. Peoples. Maybe he's the People's elbow. I don't know. He needs a good nickname, though. A player that good's got to have a nickname.
Well, you would think. I'm really impressed with him.
Yeah.
As much so as anybody I've seen in the last 3 years on both sides of the ball.
It's really hard not to compare him to Juan Thornhill, right? Because they got pretty much the same build. They're both playing a very good safety out there. They're both dynamic ball carriers. People does it from a running back, Juan from a quarterback. Juan's got an empty backfield now, 5 receivers. Puts Moon in motion. They hand it to him. He's going to turn it up off left tackle. Moon looking for the end zone. Touchdown. Pay dirt, Altavista. Clydale Moon on the 12-yard touchdown. The old wide receiver sweep. Sets up a bit of a wild celebration in the end zone for the Colonels. They quiet it down. Don't want to draw a flag for that. Walker Allen coming out for the extra point. Wow, what a way to start the second half.
We had a good angle on that, and there was a scene for him. That offensive line, the wideouts did a great job blocking. He walked almost untouched. A couple people got a hand on his thighs, but he powered through. Really no threat the whole way.
Yeah, great stuff right there from the offensive line. Great stuff from Clydale Moon. Excellent touchdown, 16-7. Colonel's trying to make it 17. Snap is back. Flag comes out. Allen just drilled that kick. I mean, that was like a 40-yard field goal on an extra point, but the flag will go against the Colonels. Somebody probably moved early.
It was illegal procedure.
Yep. So here comes Altavista's going to make a substitution here in the meantime. Colonels are going to get to try the kick again. It'll be from 5 yards further back. Like I just said, from the distance Walker had on that, I don't think the distance is going to be a problem, but you do give Galax an extra chance to maybe block it.
And they showed a lot of speed on the outside, almost getting to Allen to that kick. If the snap's less than perfect, they've got a huge opportunity to block it because they got a ton of speed coming from the outside.
Right. Thornhill is the holder. McLeese the long snapper. Usually is anyway. Can't see his number from here when he's crouched down. Snap is good. Juan gets it on the block. Kick is up. Another line drive. High enough. Straight enough. It's good. 17-7. Altavista. Clydale Moon playing one heck of a game. He had an interception that set up a field goal earlier. This time he's got a 12-yard touchdown. Colonels take the lead with 8:50 to go in the third quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
Check out these new in-store specials from the Apple Markets. 2 32-ounce Gatorades for only $3. 24-pack of Coke, just $6.99. And Lay's chips, 2 for $6. Plus, any size fresh brewed sweet tea, just 99 cents at Apple Market locations. Riverside, Gateway, Main Street, and Altavista. Visit the Apple Market's convenience stores today. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
17-7. Colonels extend the lead with 8:50 to go here in the third quarter. And Oscar, the man with the plan, our producer, Nick Bailey, made a very astute point. We're used to a running clock right now in these situations, so this is a little bit different for Altavista. You know, those starters really haven't had to play 4 quarters all year, so let's see how the conditioning holds up.
Well, that's a good point. That play was that drive was 8 plays, 57 yards, set up in good field position by the special team miscue by Galax.
Mm-hmm. And we talked about special teams, how they've been very solid from both sides. A little bit of a chink in the armor there on the kickoff. Walker Allen on for the kickoff for the Altavista Colonels. He's got his unit set up. Here comes the run-up.
And you got to watch Dixon and Peebles on this.
Yep, they kick it to Dixon. He's going to field it on the left side. Let's see if he goes right again. He does. They like to do that. Now he's going to cut it up the middle. Altavista's coverage pretty good. Here comes Canavis Jones, going to try and tackle him around the waist. He can't, but Destin Brown will do the honors as he finally drops Peoples to the wet turf out there. Good coverage by Altavista. Dixon's just that good. I mean, it's not often you can shake down Canavis Jones and make him miss a tackle.
No, Navy had good position and good technique on the tackle, but Dixon's got so much speed. We're starting to see footing become a little bit more of an issue. We've seen a couple of slips here in this third quarter. No more rain, but I don't know, what the situation is, but it's certainly starting to see an issue with the footing.
Well, I mentioned that when you were away there for a second. It hasn't rained since the game has started, but that moisture's still around. That humidity. It's not hot because the temperature's down, but it's making the turf out there kind of slick. Couple guys in motion again for Galax. Flag comes out. I don't know if the play was live or not. It looked like the flag came out early. Yeah, just didn't hear the whistle. They had more than one guy in motion, and you can do that, but you can only have one guy in motion at the snap. You've got to be set for a second. I mean, you can move all 11 around if you want. You got to be set for a full second. And that time, I don't think Galax was set, so it'll be 1st and 15.
Good call, Kyle. That play was dead. And, Galax has been able to respond so far, and I think this is a big defensive series for the Colonels.
Yeah.
If they can stop Galax and somehow find a way to get in the end zone, they're going to take a ton of life out of this team.
Yeah, the momentum. We talked about Galax had the momentum going at halftime. Well, that's back at least even now, if not towards the Colonels a little bit after the big touchdown coming out of the locker room there. They shift some people around, man in motion again. Bunch of changes in the backfield for Galax. They give it to Peoples. Peoples is hit hard in the backfield. One Colonel just had to hold on for dear life, but he was able to ride him to the ground. Let's see the number. It is Mr. Darius Johnson, number 10, on the tackle. It's a little bit of a game.
Darius hit him 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and most times we see that against players. That's a 2-yard loss.
Yeah. Normally if a Johnson hits you, you stop right where you're at. That's just a testament to how good Peoples is, because Peoples dragged him at least 3 or 4 yards, maybe even a full 5.
Yeah, he got a 2-yard, at least a 2-yard, 3-yard pickup on that.
7:40 to go here in the Apple Market third quarter. 3 great locations. Gateway, Main Street, and Riverside. 2nd and long now. Man in motion is Peoples. He'll set up in a fullback situation. Never got down in 3-point stance. Doesn't matter. Destin Brown will take down Joseph Dixon. Destin Brown with a great tackle. Just put his face mask right in the chest of Dixon. Great form tackling again from the Colonels. And it will be just a slight gain, maybe even no gain right there for Galax.
Yeah, they're going to call that no gain, Kyle, and you're exactly right. Destin was there, got him high, didn't give Dixon an opportunity to get any momentum built up. And that's what you got to do with him, because if he gets a step, you're in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen Dixon and Peoples just really juke Altavista defenders, run through tackles, stiff-arm guys, spin moves. The whole arsenal has been available to those two fine backs here tonight. I formation. Peoples is split out as a receiver. Let's see if they go to him. Orton's going to throw deep. He's looking for somebody else. Colonel's defense is there, and it's good. Picked up by Juan Thornhill, and Michi Ballback sort of tipped it to him. Juan looking for the pylon. Left sideline. He dives for it. Touchdown, Colonels. Wow, what a play right there. Great coverage by Malback, who tipped it initially. Juan was there. Juan caught it and had bad intentions as far as getting to the end zone, and he does get there. Touchdown, Colonels. Juan, 2nd of the night. 1 on O, 1 on D.
Well, the quarterback threw that ball up to the wide receiver, who's 6'2". The ball hung. There were 2 Colonel defenders there, and if you don't want Thornhill going for a jump ball, you're in trouble.
Like my chances if I'm a Colonel fan.
That ball was tipped. It was Malbeck, I think, tipped it.
Yeah.
Michi tipped it. Juan was there. The old tip drill took it to the house. About a 45, 50-yard return on the interception.
Yeah. 3rd and long right there. Altavista not only comes away with a stop, they come away with a point. Snap is back. Juan got it on the block. Kick is up. Kick is good. Walker Allen has been perfect tonight, and he's knocked down a 35-yard field goal as well. 24-7. Colonels lead. 6:30 to play here in the third quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
24/7. That's how long KD Country's on. 24/7, 365. 24/7 is our score from Galax here. Oscar, I think it's time. You know, scientists say 2/3 of the earth is covered by water. The other third covered by Malback and Thornhill, and especially Thornhill in this one.
I don't know that you don't have that wrong. I think 2/3 by water, and maybe
it's half and half.
Maybe
one covers half.
No, I'm telling you, Dixon and Peoples cover part of it. That's true. They cover part of it.
Dixon and Peoples, the 2 outstanding running backs from Galax. If you just joined us, where you been? You're missing a doozy. Colonels lead 24/7. Juan Thornhill just ran back a 40-yard interception. He had a 75-yard touchdown run before. Colonels have got a field goal from Walker Allen, and they got a touchback from Walker Allen here as he just line drives this one into the end zone. Boy, big momentum going now for the Colonels. Take your hat off to Walker Allen. He knocks down the 35-yard field goal. He's been perfect on extra points. He's pretty doggone good on the kickoffs, too.
He's actually 4 for 4 on extra points. The one illegal procedure.
Yeah. Clyde Moon with the other touchdown for the Colonels, by the way, 12-yard rush. Go ahead, Oscar.
Yeah, special teams, we talked about that. We didn't talk about it early in the game, pregame.
Yeah.
We're so excited about the offensive and the defensive potential of this ball game. I think if you're Galax, you got to get back to what your strength is, and that's running the ball with people.
Sure.
I think that's the best way. You grind it out, get Altavista back on their heels, and try to get this game back where it's in your wheelhouse.
They fake it to Peoples. They want to throw again. Got a man open in the flats. They overthrow him, and that might be speaking to just what you talked about, Oscar. Getting away from the bread and butter, getting away from the game plan maybe is Galax. But, hey, again, give Mike Revis's Altavista defense a lot of credit for that. Maybe they've made adjustments, and they're stopping the run up front. And Galax feels like, hey, we've got to pass, so we're not going to gain any yards.
Yeah, and I think, with 6:25 remaining in the third quarter, trailing 24-7, you feel like you've got to get back in the game quickly. But 17 points for this Galax team. It's 3 possessions. Not to question Coach Dixon, but I would grind it out.
No, I'm with you. When you have 2 dynamic tailbacks like that, well, and really 3 if you count Harrison there as well. I like just handing the ball off for a while, too. They do give it to Peoples this time, and he's got a big gain. Had some nice blocking as well. He's cut down by Juan Thornhill. I believe he's got enough for a first down. Juan dropped him right around the 25-yard line, right at the numbers. So, yeah, he is going to be a little bit short, I think. First down markers on the 30. They give him a pretty good spot. They'll say it's going to make it third and about 1.5. Good run by Stephen Peoples. Great blocking there on that left side as well. Yeah. Juan had to come from the safety spot to make that tackle.
Yeah, he did. Johnson had a good beat on Peoples, but he was blocked. Good, nice block out on the edge. Galax has done a good job with that tonight.
Sure. 24-7. Altavista leads. They put the fullback in motion again. Good hard count from Galax. They'll hand it to Peoples. Peoples trying left side. Cuts it back up the middle, and he might be gone. He is off to the races. Let's see if the Colonels can run him down. Moon's got a beat on him. He just barely touched him. Here comes Meach Jamal back going to try. He won't get there. Touchdown, Galax. We just talked about it. Nothing wrong with handing it off to those tailbacks and grinding it out, particularly when you got some guys that can break a long run like Stephen Peoples. Maroon Tide not going to go quietly into that Blue Ridge night, that's for sure.
No, and then, I think nice shot by Dixon listening to what we told him. Those game breakers, just like Thornhill, they can go at any time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you got playmakers like this, just handing it off does not mean you're being conservative by any means. You got a chance to break a long one. Great play right there by Peoples and the Maroon Tide. Reina on to try the extra point for Galax. 5:30 to play in the third quarter. Good snap, a little late there. Altavista had a chance to block, and that Juan was close. Kick is good, though, and it makes it 24-14. So Galax cuts into the Altavista Colonel lead. Let's see if the Colonels can respond. We're back after 30 seconds on 105.5 KD Country.
English's welcomes Pratt & Lambert as an addition to their line of quality paints. If a fall painting project is on your to-do list, English's features Pratt & Lambert lifetime warranty Red Seal exterior paints. Choose from hundreds of stunning, beautiful designer colors. Pratt & Lambert interior or exterior paints are value priced to save you money. Pratt & Lambert paints never compromise.
English's is your complete home center.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Live high school football action on 105.5 KD Country. Altavista 24, Maroon Tide from Galax 14. We've been looking forward to this one for a while, Oscar. I didn't know we were going to have this much fun, though. Let's keep the boxing analogy going. They're throwing haymakers now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. 5:30 remaining, 24-14. This is everything we anticipated it would be.
Skip the jab. Just go right to the power punches. That's what I'm telling my guy in the corner right here. Galax looks like they've got that ball set up for a swift kick again. They messed up the kick last time that led to Colonel points. They're able to keep this one in bounds, and it is bouncing. Field room about the 36-yard line for Destin Brown. Brown drives it ahead to the 41. Good field position. Altavista will start from right hash mark, their own 41-yard line. 5:26 to play in the Apple Market.
A nice adjustment by Coach Shauna, sticking Destin up a layer. He's usually back in the second second to last line of defense next to Malback and Navy Jones. He pulled him up that time right behind the initial line. Not a bad idea to have Dustin Brown get the ball on a kickoff return.
Definitely a smart play there. I mean, hey, if they want to squib kick it, well, we'll pick that up and return that too. That's a great point right there. And one of the reasons why Coach Sharness is one of the best around. 24-14. His squad has a lead right now. Juan Thornhill getting the play straight. Giving some signals to Dustin Brown, who will line up right behind him in the pistol formation. Two receivers to each side. Here comes the shotgun snap. He hands it off to Dustin. Dustin not much there. And Stephen Peoples came in. Boy, this crowd erupted. I kind of erupted. I mean, this Peoples is a ball player. I'm telling you, one of the best we've seen.
Yeah, somebody made initial contact with Dustin, skid him up a little bit, but he was about to get away. Peoples came in and hit him in the thighs again. We saw Peoples when we pulled up.
Yeah.
And he didn't have his pads on, didn't have his jersey on yet, had his Under Armour shirt on, and we immediately said, that's Peoples. He's put together.
Yeah, he is 5'11", 200 pounds on the roster, but let me tell you, he hits like he's about 240. He runs like he's about 150. He is quick and fast. Thornhill takes the handoff. He's going to roll on himself. Got some room. He's got a first down and more. Juan, he's just looking for a lot on this one. He runs through one tackle. Juan's got to split two guys. Great angle right there by Juan. Juan's going to go all the way across the field. End zone. Touchdown. Juan Thornhill in one of the best runs you will ever see in your life, Oscar Briggs. My goodness. Juan Thornhill, call it 57 yards. And you talk about covering some ground. He was at the left sideline, and before you know it, he was all the way over the right sideline. 57-yard touchdown run, but I bet you he ran about 130 yards on the run.
Boy, you talk about haymaker after haymaker. I tell you what they ought to do. They ought to clear everybody off the field and let people Thornhill play one-on-one. This has been some kind of matchup.
Wow is all I can say. Juan Thornhill started left side, broke it out to the left sideline, cut it all the way across the field. He had two or three guys that had angles on him and could have run him down. He just ran away from him, turned on the afterburners, went to the right sideline, then eventually dove across the right pylon. Kick is blocked. Walker Allen didn't have a chance to get that one off. Good rush by Galax. Wow, let's catch our breath a little bit here. 30-14. Altavista extends the lead again. The battle is on down here in Galax against the Maroon Tide. Timeout on 105.5 KD Country.
Try a variety of lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that brought the first Mexican food to the area 13 years ago and still going strong 7 days a week. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced with drink specials and great service too. Voted best Mexican restaurant by you, their customers. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Oscar, I know you're a workout buff now. I'm getting a workout just watching these guys race up and down the field. It's not just Peoples and Thornhill, but I'll tell you, spotlight firmly on them right now. Two of the best athletes you are ever going to see. Juan Thornhill with a long touchdown run puts this team up 30-14.
Yeah, they do. And, boy, 3 touchdowns there inside about 2 minutes. We had to go to break. Our breaths were taken away.
Yeah. 4:32 left here in the Apple Market third quarter. Gosh, we got a quarter and plus to work with here. Walker Allen, another big boot. He puts it in the end zone on the kickoff touchback. This will make Galax start on the 20-yard line. What a kick right there. Walker maybe a little frustrated his extra point got blocked. He just laid into that one.
Well, we saw that block coming.
Yeah.
They've progressively gotten more aggressive from the edge, and nothing against the Colonels blocking. They've done a good job with the extra points, but so much speed coming from the outside of that Galax defensive side. It was going to happen.
All right, let's see if Galax can respond again. 3 touchdowns really in the matter of about 2 or 3 minutes. 2 of them by Juan Thornhill, one on the interception and then one on the long run right there. Stephen Peoples has the other one on a long run of his own. This time Peoples is split out over here to the left side. Orton has pretty much played quarterback the whole time. Actually, now they do have number 1, Keyshawn Brown, back in there. He'll hand it off to Dixon. Dixon running through some tackles. Altavista trying to drag him down. They do after about a pickup of 4 or 5.
Looked like Ashton Robinson on that play. We haven't called him much this year.
We haven't
tonight.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
Early we did.
Sure. We did call his name a few times there in the first quarter. Maybe they found a way to block Ashton Robinson a little bit. 2nd and 5, and then 2nd and 5.5, if you will. 4 minutes and change to go here in the third quarter. Boy, I don't think I've ever looked forward to a fourth quarter as much as I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be a real Jim Dandy. Brown will set up underneath center. People split out. Looks like Harris in the backfield this time. They give it to Harris. Harris, left side, plenty of room to run. Shakes off Canavis Jones. Let's see if he can shake off more. He did shake off Destin Brown. One Thornhill runs him out of bounds. Dante Poindexter was in the area in pursuit as well. Big gain right there by Charles Harris. Man,
he got fresh legs.
That's what I'm saying. It's incredible.
You know, we talked about, you know, in all my analysis of the Galax team, I miss Harris.
Yeah, exactly.
So much focus on Dixon and Peebles that you just, you know, Harris is, you know, he's a playmaker too. This is a talented football team, and, you know, outcome yet to be decided.
Two tight ends, I formation. They give it to Peoples. Peoples with a big hole. Juan tried to go low. Peoples tried to jump over, and Peoples couldn't find his feet again. Still a first down pickup. Altavista's defense looking a little bit gassed, and I tell you, Colonels have the big lead. Colonels have a 16-point lead right now, 30-14, but the momentum seems like it's back to Galax again, Oscar. It's just that kind of a game.
Yeah, somebody down for Altavista right at the point of impact.
Let's keep it here for a moment. Again, to give us another chance to catch our breath a little bit. 3:14 to play in the third quarter. Lot going on in this one. Let's try and recap it as best we can. Clydell Moon, interception early, led to a Walker Allen field goal. Juan Thornhill took a 75-yard run to the house in the first half. Stephen Peoples, a dynamic do-it-all, everything back for Galax, had a long touchdown reception. That was the scoring in the first half. We went to the break 10-7. Then business really started to pick up in this boxing match, if you will, this heavyweight prize fight. Thornhill had an interception return for a touchdown. Clydell Moon, 12-yard touchdown run. Stephen Peoples had a long touchdown run again. That's how Galax has 14. And then Juan Thornhill breaking off a highlight reel type of run there in the last possession for the Colonels. That's where we're at scoring-wise. Plenty of stuff has happened in between, but we would need a whole another hour to recap all that.
You know, here we are with 3:14 remaining in the third quarter, and the Colonels have hung 20 on Galax, on a very strong defensive team from Galax.
Yeah, James Kofer, helped up off the turf there. The sophomore lineman, he's taking his time getting up here, and they're just going to take it easy. He is going to get on his feet now, so we'll keep it here. Play's probably going to resume pretty quick. He's going to jog off under his own power, too, so he obviously is feeling much better.
Well, you know, he was at the point of impact, and he took a Stephen Peoples hit head on.
Right.
And it stung him.
Yeah.
And I think that he was probably a little bit gassed, too.
Yeah, I mean, I said it right there before we sort of did that recap. Altavista's got the lead, and Altavista really hasn't done a lot wrong in the second half. But it just feels like the way Galax is pounding the football, like they've actually got the momentum. And not often you can say a team down 16 has momentum.
No, I totally agree. Again, I don't agree with you often, but in this circumstance, you know, we talked about the Galax, their strength, their power is running the ball. They are not at this game by a long shot. They're you know, really two possessions if you go for the two possessions out of time this ball game.
That's exactly right. People's going to go in motion to the right side of the formation. They'll hand it off to Dixon. Dixon cannot run through the shoulder tackle right there from Darius Johnson. Johnson pretty pumped about that one. He pretty much stopped Dixon in his tracks. Good tackle.
Yeah, he did, and he had a little bit of help from Dante Poindexter, who's had a nice game tonight as well.
Yeah, they left Darius unblocked. Not generally a good idea if you want to gain yards to leave a Johnson brother unblocked.
And he still had a job to bring Dixon down too.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's get back to this dynamic backfield that Galax has. Stephen Peoples, obviously number one, but it's not a clear-cut number one. It's more like a 1A, a 1B, and a 1C because they have so many weapons that they can go to. Brown under center for Galax. They'll put Peoples in motion. Right side of formation again. They'll hand it off. No, they'll fake it. I bet you they want to go to Peoples in the flat. They do, but it's picked off. It's picked off like a no. Clydell, he dropped it. Again, it's one of those plays. He had it till he hit the turf, and he dropped it. And it's actually our old friend number 3, Donovan Montague. He almost had the interception earlier and couldn't quite pull it in. Boy, Montague been at the right place at the right time.
It was the same play. He was laid out again and just couldn't bring the ball to the ground. Again, I'm not going to fault him because it was an extremely athletic play.
Yeah, great effort by Montague all the way around. That's a guy who, again, I think some people might think Donovan Montague is just a backup quarterback. No way. Not on this football team. He is another dynamic playmaker. He's playing some really good defense right now.
Nice play by Donovan. And again, both teams hands on hips.
Yeah.
This has been a very physical ball game.
This is a physical test all the way around. 2:25 to go in the third quarter. Third and long coming up for Galax. They need about 11 to pick it up. Fake the handoff. They want to throw. Brown's got a great pocket to throw from. Somebody's helmet came off. Ball goes up. Flag comes out as the receiver hit the deck. Kenavis Jones just got tangled up with number 12, who is not listed on the Galax roster. Let's take a look and see who it might be. I think it might be number 8, Darian Brown, who's listed at 6'2" on the roster. That's a tall target out there. I'm going to say that was Darian Brown they were looking for. Tangled up. Flag comes out on the pass interference. Not much you can do if you're Kenavis Jones, but you can't really argue with the official's call either because he did impede him from getting the football.
No, and I'm going to say this, but that was a game-saving tackle. You know, he was behind Navy. Navy closed on him. The ball was a little bit underthrown. He would have caught the ball if Navy wouldn't have, if it wouldn't have been a penalty.
Yeah, it might not have been what Kenavis wanted to do as far as the pass interference, but you're right. It might have actually saved a touchdown.
Well, that certainly energized Galax, though.
That's right. 1st and 10 now. Fresh set of downs. They'll go from the Altavista 35. Stretch play going to Peoples. He wants the left side. He's dragging some Colonels with him. Finally dropped it about the 35-yard gain for Peoples there.
He dragged Trayvon Elliott. He weighed 110 pounds.
Incredible.
And let's face it, you know, Elliott's 6'1", 270, and he drug him like he was Navy Jones.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, the blocking, all due respect to the Galax offensive line, the blocking was not that good on that play. Stephen Peoples just drags guys with him.
I'm impressed.
Absolutely. 2nd and 5. 1 minute and 41 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Colonels lead 30-14. Galax driving, though. Long, sustained drive right here. Pull back to the tailback. Gets to the tailback hit. Stephen Peoples going up the middle. Darius Johnson got his hands around him. Juan Thornhill comes in there. Michi Malback was around. It takes more than one to drag down Stephen Peoples, and they don't drag him down until he gets the first down. Good pickup right there. That will move the ball to the Altavista 24-yard line. Galax continues the drive.
Boy, the last 6 runs, Kyle, 4, 15, 10, no gain, 5 and 7. They are pounding Altavista Colonels.
Yeah. Tough, hard running by Galax. Lone setback this time is Peoples. Going to him again. Not much there. Great defense by the Altavista Colonels. They stopped him in the backfield.
Ashton Robinson there.
Number 64, Ashton Robinson getting off the pile along with Stephen Peoples. Demetrius Johnson helped Stephen Peoples up. Demetrius was in on it as well. Whole D-line converged that time. Loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11. We're under a minute to go in the Apple Market third quarter. Anytime you can limit his yards, that's a win. That is a big win.
You're absolutely right.
Peoples in the backfield again. 2 points stance. He's about 7 yards behind the quarterback. Brown is under center. They give it to Stephen Peoples. Going up the middle. Not much there again, but he falls forward for a nice little gain. Ashton Robinson again was there around the waist of Stephen Peoples. Kenavis Jones actually getting in on that one as well. So maybe not afraid to mix it up in between the hash marks there.
Yeah, but we know that. Yeah. Despite his size, Navy's a big guy.
Yeah,
he's tough.
No fear from Kenavis Jones. You're right. He plays like a big guy. Down to 15 seconds. Let's see if Galax wants to run another play here before the quarter ends. If I was Coach Mark Dixon, it wouldn't bother me one bit, especially when you trail by 16, but his team doesn't look like they're going to break the huddle.
And with 3rd and 10, I wouldn't want to give the Colonels an opportunity to rest.
They're not going to get it off. Not going to get it off. They were going to go from a shotgun formation. Doesn't matter. We'll go to the fourth quarter. Altavista up 30-14. Don't want to miss this fourth quarter of football here on 105.5 KD Country.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the Katy Country Sports Club, including Sharky's Pest Control in Hurt. Let Tony take a bite out of your pest control needs. Doing business the old-fashioned way to keep you coming back.
Shop at Main Street Trading Company Consignment in Altavista, where quality and affordability go hand in hand.
El Cerrito Mexican Restaurant, Altavista. Throw on a sombrero, shake your maracas. It's El Cerrito time. Authentic Mexican cuisine only at El Cerrito.
Diane's Hair Creations in Altavista, creating hairstyles for every lifestyle. 283-1111, 283-1111.
Aubrey Rosser Law Firm, Altavista, first choice for any and all legal advice. Services go way beyond court trials and settlements.
Steve Farmer Auto Sales, where there's always a good selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, priced right, financing available. Steve Farmer Auto Sales, 1110 Main Street, Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Fourth quarter set to go. Fasten your safety belts. Hunker down. You might even want to put your own helmet and face mask on for this one. We got a real barn burner here. 30-14. Colonels lead. It's a 16-point lead, but it feels a whole lot closer than that. Statistically, Oscar, two teams are about equal yardage-wise. I mean, it comes down to those two turnovers, really.
You nailed it. 2 yards difference, 260 from the Colonels, 258 for Galax. The turnover was a direct touchdown by one on the interception, and the other one was a field goal early in the first quarter.
Yep, and I'll tell you, the kick out of bounds didn't help Galax either. That set up an Altavista touchdown, too, really, so that hidden yardage in there. Galax wants to pass on 3rd and 10. Looking right pylon, Malback is there. Michi breaks it up. Great play. Nice job by Mr. Michi Malback to get in coverage and really bat that ball down. Well played. They were looking for Darian Brown again on that right side, and now the Colonels have a man down who needs to stretch out. It looks like Juan Thornhill has got hit with a case of the cramps again. Play will stop momentarily.
You got to hope that that's all it is.
Right, yeah. But again, it's not. We would hope that with everybody, but particularly when it's a dynamic playmaker like Juan Thornhill, who I'll go ahead and say it has been Altavista's bread and butter so far here tonight, offensively and defensively. But we'll see what happens. I think we've got enough time to step away for a 30-second timeout. Let's do that. Colonels lead 30-14. Just under 12 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter from Galax High School. Don't go changing on 105.5 KD Country.
Apple Auto Glass is your windshield repair and replacement center in Lynchburg. You get a free car wash with all windshields replaced in the shop. Apple Auto Glass wants the fans to enjoy the boys of fall this high school football season.
When I feel that chill, smell that fresh cut grass, I'm back in my helmet, cleats, and shoulder pad. Kings of the school, man, where the boys of fall.
Apple Auto Glass salutes the boys of fall.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
How good is the Subway post-game show going to be, Oscar? About as good as our subs were on the ride up here. We've got we'll have some scores from some other games and some exciting events in the other area. Gretna holding on to a slim lead against Heritage right now. But this one is...
They were down. Came back and took the lead. A seesaw battle there in Gretna tonight between Gretna and Heritage, but I dare say it's not as exciting as this one is.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about big play after big play, haymaker, it's been the overhand right and then the left hook and then the uppercut. It's been all kinds of big boppers. And, yeah, we're marveling because there's actually some Galax fans getting up out of their seat. Ain't no way I'm leaving this one early.
No. Thornhill's still down. Angela Emerson's got his, she's stretching him out.
It's probably just another one of those cramps again, hopefully. I mean, obviously we can't speculate from up here. We don't see anything, but let's talk about what we do know. We can speculate, you're right.
That's what it is.
We can, but we shouldn't speculate. Let's talk about what we know. Galax got another big fourth down on the way right here. I mean, that was a long pass attempt on 3rd and 10. It'll be 4th and 10. They're within sight of the end zone. They're on the Altavista 25-yard line. So, I don't want to say it's a make-or-break play because I think sometimes that's a little bit overrated. You never know what's going to happen the rest of the fourth quarter. But if Altavista can get a stop here, they'll hold on to that 16-point lead, at least for a while anyway, and then they've got a chance to return the favor and go down and score points of their own. If Galax picks this up, you got to believe that they're going to be so close they're going to end up getting in the end zone. Brand new ball game then.
Well, that's right. And even if they stop, if Colonel stop Galax on this play, it's they're going to have great field position. Have Altavista pinned back deep, and you got to wonder what the state of Juan is. Is he going to be able to, the ensuing series, if he'll be able to go?
Sure. That's a great point. I mean, if it's just a cramp, which we hope it is, and which we're suspecting that it is based on the things they're doing to him down there.
Hey, I'm pre-law.
I thought you were pre-med. What's the difference, right? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Even if it's just a cramp, he's probably out for the next few minutes anyway, if not the rest of the game. Now, granted, if it's just a cramp, that means it's not going to be anything that's going to carry over to the next game or the future, not going to be anything career-affecting. But a cramp is not easy to bounce back from and say, okay, I'm good, let's play again. I mean, it kind of lingers with you.
At the level of dehydration that you're probably talking about for Juan, that's to start cramping, you're right. While it's not a serious injury, it's something enough that can prevent you from playing the rest of the ball game.
Right, and if he does play, probably not the same Juan, probably not a 100% Juan Thornhill, although I'd take a 75% Juan Hill, a 75% Juan Thornhill over a lot of other guys any day. You're an athlete, though. You know about the hydration and the cramps and all that kind of stuff. I mean, is it just is it a case of there's nothing you can do about it? It just hits you? And I know you're not an expert, but I'm just asking you since we got time to talk.
No, if I don't want to be unsportsmanlike. If I'm Coach Dixon, I got a question.
Well, hey,
why he's not off the field at this point? I mean,
right.
He's been out in between, right at the 5-yard line for probably 5 minutes now.
And they're working on it right now. Coach Lee is out there now. Angela Emerson is out there. But you're right. I think if you're Coach Mark Dixon, you got a case of, hey, can't you work on him on the sideline? I mean, if anybody else gets hurt, they got to come out. And Juan's going to come out. I mean, you can see he's walking off under his own power, but it's not the normal trot from Juan Thornhill. He's coming off kind of slow.
No, he's in pain.
Yeah, action has not resumed yet, by the way.
No.
If you're wondering.
And
I know we like to ramble, but normally it's because there's nothing going on. Juan's going to come out. Altavista is going to have to reset the defense a little bit.
Looks like he'll slide Nelson Dews into his spot on defense.
Yeah.
And Nelson's a heck of an athlete himself.
He's seen him make some big plays this year.
We have. He's not one.
Right. Not many people can say they are. In fact, only one that I know of. 4th down here for Galax. Big play. They're going to go shotgun formation. They got Peoples in motion going right side. They're looking for him. They got him over the middle. Pass broken up by the Colonels. Big 4th down stop right there. And it was number 2, Clydell Moon. Again, I'm telling you, Clydell has played an excellent game in all phases. Big pass breakup right there to get the Colonels the football back.
Yeah, we've called Clydell tonight as much as we have anybody on, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He's been key so far.
And we could talk all day about Clydell Moon's story. I mean, you remember he played that first couple games last year, then was excused from the team for I don't want to say various reasons. He was excused from the team. That's the bottom line there. And he wasn't a part of that great season last year. And all the guys on the team wanted him to be a part of it. So when he came back this year, they knew, hey, we got Clydell Moon back. We got a playmaker back. And you've seen it here tonight.
Donovan Montague ain't quarterback for the Colonel.
We've seen Montague take some good snaps this year. He's giving it off to Destin Brown this time, and Brown's got some room to run. Going down right sideline. He's outrun one guy. He's going to have to outrun Dixon. He's going to run him down, gets him by the shoulder pad, and he is brought down inside the 10-yard line, mark it at the 9. Big long run for Destin Brown.
They're going to mark that to
5. 5-yard line. Wow. Destin Brown got on the horse and was seriously trucking. 70-yard run for Mr. Destin Brown.
And, we don't see many people run Destin down. Dixon's got some kind of, I know we've talked about it. Dixon's got some kind of speed.
Wheels. I mean, he's just got the wheels that do not stop. Montague going to the sideline to look for a play. Altavista's got some miscommunication over there. He's got to hurry. Yeah, I think Donovan thought maybe Juan was coming back in. They send Donovan Montague back out. Got 2 guys in the backfield with him, 3 receivers. Donovan's going to hand it off again. Running back is Clydell Moon, slips and falls down. Not a lot of traction in between the hash marks anymore, and that's all that happened to Moon right there. Don't know how much of a hole he had. It's going to end up being a loss. This will bring him back to the 9-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because there was a scene there, and Clydell saw it. He went to turn, and again, the traction just wasn't quite there. Again, the footing good on the field. It's just the humidity is causing an issue with the grass, and unfortunate there.
Yeah, and that grass gets matted down. It's obviously not going to get better as the night goes on. Montague, Moon, and Jacob Hawkins in the backfield for the Altavista Colonel. Shotgun snap. They hand it to Clydell Moon. Moon, stiff arm. He's going to the right sideline. Got a nice block on the outside. It looks like Walker Allen in there throwing a nice block. Moon gets it down to the 2-yard line, driven back. Let's see where the spot ends up. Stephen Peoples ends up with the football, but Moon's progress was stopped. 10-15 to go here in the ball game, and Clydell Moon using the stiff arm with great effectiveness.
Yeah, that was a nice job, and another great block by Navy Jones that was able to get Clydell to in that seam.
Walker Allen out there on the outside. I thought it was a Johnson brother doing the blocking, but Walker Allen had that guy just stood up out there. Nice block.
Meet him all back in the backfield. They're going to get trips in the backfield now.
And we talked about maybe getting them all back to football some more. Full house backfield. Montague's going to go under center. 2 tight ends. Destin Brown in the middle of that backfield set. Then you got Moon and Malbeck. Here comes the snap. Flag's going to come out. Don't know if there was some movement up front. Yes, there was. They'll call on the Altavista Colonel, so this will back them up. It's still going to be 3rd and goal, but it's going to be 3rd and goal from about the 9-yard line again. Sound familiar? Actually, maybe even further back than that. Nah, about the 8, I guess.
And it's another untimely penalty from the Colonels.
Yeah, I wonder if Altavista will stay in the full house backfield. They're going to run some people in and out.
They're going to try to get the ball over in the center of the field.
Yeah.
If they can get a field goal here, they'll go up 3 possessions.
Right.
I got to believe that they're going to, they're obviously going to try to score, but I think they're going to get the ball in the middle. And again, they're having trouble with personnel, and it's down to 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Sean is going to have to call timeout.
Yeah, he does. You see him signaling the timeout down there. Very good, smart coaching right there from Coach Sharns, because you don't want to lose another 5 yards and make it 3rd and goal from past the 10-yard line. We'll take a timeout too. 30-second variety. Colonels lead 30-14. They're knocking on the door with just over 9 minutes left to go here in the game on 105.5 KD Country.
Stay cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, on the ready to keep you comfortable year-round. Locally owned and operated, just a call away, with over 20 years experience. Licensed and bonded, Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, specializing in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical, any season, anytime. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Give them a call today. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, Gretna.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
So 51 years of high school sports. This one's going to go in the time machine. I don't know if it's a top 5 variety game, but it's pretty doggone good, Oscar. Vintage stuff all the way around for these two teams.
Yeah, I think it is. And when we talked about we talked like the walk-around field goal would be a lock if they got every center of the field.
Yeah.
We've also talked about Galax's special team and their ability to get to the kicker and block that extra point.
Yeah. They blocked one earlier. I mean, when the ball gets on the block and the timing is good, Walker does seem like he's pretty much automatic tonight. But again, it's never a guarantee. I mean, you got to get a good snap, you got to block, got to get a good hold, then a good kick. Montague, shotgun snap. He wants to throw. Looking at the end zone for Michi Malbeck. Touchdown. Slant play. Montague just looked cool, calm, and collected in that pocket. Fires a strike to Michi Malbeck. Malbeck does the honors. 8-yard touchdown pass. Colonel's up 36-14. That may be the nail right there as Altavista got it going their way on that touchdown drive. Colonel's up 36-14, extra point pending.
Yeah, we were talking with the other radio crew about Donovan Montague's arm prior to the game, and boy, what a laser he threw. Michi never broke stride at all.
What a play. What a play. I mean, Juan Thornhill's a great quarterback, but we've mentioned it a bunch. You don't lose a whole lot when Donovan Montague steps on the field. Great player. Galax going after the rush. They bump into the holder right there. No flag. But the kick is up. And it is good. Excuse me. Great game I'm watching right here. Great kick by Walker Allen, by the way. He just boomed it so far beyond the uprights I couldn't tell. Score, 37-14. Altavista up front and in charge right here. 9 minutes to play on 105.5 KD Country.
High school athletics builds character, teaches teamwork, and provides a solid foundation for life. PCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this sports broadcast for your enjoyment. PCM Industrial Services encourages everyone to come on out and watch the game. It's a great time for the whole family. Cheer on the Colonels. PCM Industrial Services, the industrial maintenance and construction specialists, serving the Mid-Atlantic region with quality craftsmen since 1986. Good luck, Colonels.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
We've talked about the depth of the Colonels all year, Oscar. They lead 37-14. When you can have your backup quarterback jump in there and throw a touchdown pass like it, made it look pretty easy, really. that's a beautiful thing as a Colonel fan, really.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, you talk about you don't lose much. You do lose a little when Thornhill goes out. You lose some running capability, but from a passing perspective, it's, you know, Donovan, let's face it, Donovan's got a better arm. Donovan's got a better arm than one.
Yeah, kick goes out of bounds there from walk around. It was really a well-placed kick. I mean, he dropped it in between the Galax returners, but it just bounced out of bounds. So this is going to let the Maroon Tide start on the 35-yard line.
And you know what? You know, if you don't get the ball to the end zone, kicking it out of bounds isn't a bad strategy. You keep it away from Dixon in the open field.
You keep it away from guys like Joseph Dixon and Stephen Peoples. You know, at least you make them have to line up and run another play. They can't score really quick, which is important when you got the big lead like Altavista does. It's okay if Galax goes on a long drive and uses up some time. Sure, there's only 9 minutes left. Just don't let them score quickly. I'm not saying you go into the prevent defense, but, yeah, you just got to slow them down, make them have to matriculate the football down the field rather than score quickly. Shotgun formation, I like how you use the word matriculate there. Stephen Peoples is in the backfield. They got Dixon in motion. This is Orton back at quarterback. He's going to throw. Screen pass. Ball out. That ball is out. Oh, they're going to call it an incomplete pass. Maybe a little favorable there. I'll tell you, Galax was going to recover the football. One of their linemen jumped on it, but it was about a full 25 yards behind the line of scrimmage. This is going to just make it 2nd and 10. A little bit of a break there for Galax.
Yeah, there was no question. His arm, you know, he was wrapped up. He wasn't trying to throw that ball.
Yeah. Looked like Demetrius Johnson that hit him, although I was pretty certain that Ashton Robinson was in the backfield again giving chase. They were trying to set up the screen, and really the quarterback, Orton, just held on too long. I mean, the screen was set up. It's just you got to get rid of it.
And it was Demetrius that got there first. Ashton was in close pursuit, but
the 3-5 defense from the Altavista Colonels has been very good. Orton going to go back under center, draw a play to give it to Peoples. Peoples has got some room to run. Malpack on the outside trips him up. Nice play by Michi Malpack. And Donovan Montague was around the area as well to help Peoples to the ground. So Mr. Montague, again, don't just call him a backup quarterback. That's a slap in his face. That guy is a complete player all to his own.
Yeah, he is, and you know, he's part of that talented junior class.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen the last of him, and you hate for something to happen where you've got a Thornhill off the field. But the upside is you're getting Montague in a more prominent role with the Colonels. He stepped up and filled in admirable. I mean, he's done a top-notch job on both sides of the ball tonight.
Yeah.
Wow. He almost had 2 interceptions, a touchdown pass. You can't ask me any more else.
Absolutely. Under center again is Orton. 3rd and about 4. Fakes the handoff. Now he wants to pass. He's got a man complete. Great play. And that's Sperlin. Sperlin going to get hit hard. He runs over Canavis Jones. He's finally dropped from the backside by Dante Poindexter. That was number 44, tackling number 44. Got about the same build right there as well. Great pass play by Galax. They're moving the chains. They're not out of this thing yet. 37-14. They got to hurry. They're not out of it yet. 8 minutes to go in the football game.
Gain of 24. And he didn't get out of bounds. I don't think so. They did stop the clock, and that's another break.
Well, you got the first.
Yeah, but the chains have been set.
And now, yeah, you're right. It took a second there, so Galax may have saved themselves a few seconds. Under center again. Peoples a lone setback, 2 tight ends and a wing back. They're going to give it to the strong side, go to Peoples. Peoples going right sideline. Runs through a couple guys, runs through more. He's in the house. Touchdown. Stephen Peoples broke off a couple tackles, kind of just shrugged them off. Didn't really have to put a move on anybody. He's just that good of a running back. Touchdown. Call it a 36-yarder for Mr. Stephen Peoples. Oh, it's just his 3rd touchdown of the evening. And I mentioned it, Galax not out of this thing yet.
You know, they got to go for 2 here.
Agreed.
That'll cut it to 2 possessions. If they go for 1, it's still a 3-possession game. And with under 8 minutes left, I just don't think they'll have time to do it. But
yeah, it's like they're going to kick. I'm with you. I like going for 2. I like chasing the points when you only got 8 minutes left. 7:51, actually, to be exact. 37-20. This would make it a 16-point game. Snap back kick looks pretty good. It is. We'll take another timeout. Electric play from Mr. Stephen Peoples. He's as good as advertised and probably a little bit better. Altavista, though, still on top by 16. Let's see if they can run this clock out. 37-21 with under 8 minutes to go here on 105.5 KD Country.
The following is brought to you by English Construction Company.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Virginia high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
7:51 to play from Galax High School. Altavista Colonel football on 105.5 KD Country. If you're getting your full money's worth on this one tonight, whether you listen on 105.5 or at kdcountry.com, don't turn away. Subway postgame show is going to be fantastic. You know, we talked about Heritage and Gretna down there in Pittsylvania County. Another big Pittsylvania County game, Chatham and Tunstall. That old rivalry renewed. And it's a one touchdown ball game down there as well. Chatham up in the fourth quarter. I'm sure plenty still to be decided in that one. So a Friday night of absolute electric football all the way around. But again, I'm not sure I would have traded this one for any of those. Maybe we'll get a report that says otherwise, that you should have seen what happened here. But the big play after big play here, it is incredible stuff. Electric football all night from both sides.
And because the Colonels are looking for the onside kick here. They got hands team. They got everybody but Malback up inside the 40-yard line.
And they got Juan Thornhill right in the middle on the hands team. So Juan, obviously, hands are feeling okay. There is the short kick. Canavis Jones fields it, and he gets plowed when he catches it. If he didn't call for a fair catch, it's probably a legal hit.
Nelson Dews.
That was Nelson Dews. You're right. Number 24, Nelson Dews making a hit catch.
He got hammered by Peebles.
Yeah.
Peebles absolutely hammered him. What a credit to Nelson to hang on to that ball.
Yeah, I think somebody from Galax left early. They're backing up 5 yards. And, this is a thing in the NFL that they've changed. If you screw up the onside kick once, you don't get to do it again. So really a benefit here to Galax. And it doesn't make a lot of sense when you can be offside and then get to try that onside kick again. But that's exactly what's going to happen. They have a guy offside. So we'll try the onside kick all over.
And you would think that the Colonels could decline that penalty.
Yeah, you would think it would be. You have the option. You're right. That would make a ton of sense.
I don't know that rule, so...
If this continues, you can just...
keep going until you get the ball.
Right. Well, I guess you don't know. When do you know when to be offside or not?
Well...
I mean, by design, it worked perfect. He popped it up right where Peoples was lined up, and Peoples hit Dews with a full head of steam. You just got to credit Nelson Dews for hanging on.
You got to believe it's coming back to Nelson. He's not going to want to. He'll fair catch it this time.
You can call a fair catch on a kickoff. This time they're going to squib it. A little bit of a line drive. He gets by Destin Brown to get in the hands of Michi Malback. Not a good proposition if you're Galax. Malback tripped up, though. He was looking for the sideline. Nice tackle by Galax. So Altavista will start out on their own 34-yard line. Not bad starting field position. Really, none of that matters right now. Colonels just need to pick up, 3 or 4 first downs and run that clock down. And they lead by 16.
I'm trying to see if Juan's back in the game, and I haven't picked him up yet.
I haven't either. Perhaps Juan, could stand there. His hands aren't cramping up.
Donovan's coming in.
Yep. Maybe haven't seen the last of Juan Thornhill yet. Of course, Coach Charnitz is probably also taking the line that, hey, we're up 16 now. If it gets to be a one-possession game, maybe we'll see if Juan can go back in. Right now, let's give it to Donovan.
Heavy dose of Destin Brown right now.
Could not agree more. Here comes the handoff. They do go to Destin Brown. He cuts it back to the right side. He's got some room up the middle, driving the leg, got a man around his ankle. Good job by Destin Brown. Excellent hard running. Gains about 5. There wasn't a whole lot there. He was... he had to maneuver tightly through that chicane inside there, and he did it very well.
Yeah, he went around that some of those players like they were cones. It was
the rumble strip.
Yeah, it was a nice job of high legs, continuing to drive his feet. Great fundamental football by Destin.
Yep, you can give those 5 interior linemen a lot of credit too, because they kept blocking. They know, hey, Destin's going to keep this play alive. Let me keep working on this guy, even if I missed the initial block.
And let's give credit to all the ball carriers tonight. They have wrapped the ball up, hadn't put the ball on the ground at all. There's been nothing close to a turnover from the Colonels.
Yep, and that's been the big difference. Montague going to keep it himself, going right side. Boy, he lowers his shoulders and gets near the first down marker. Let's see what kind of spot they give the junior Donovan Montague. But how about the hard running right there?
Wow.
Again, he's got the first down. Great job. Fakes it to Destin Brown. Then he goes right side. Some good blocking. Followed the hole. And then he did the rest by putting the pads down and lowered it. Boom.
And he did. He stretched that ball out. I thought he got a favorable spot. I thought he was going to be about a yard short. But great job. The clock continues to run. 6:45 remaining here in the ball game. Colonels lead 37-21.
This is big. That was the one first down they needed. And you think with each set of downs, with each 3 plays, you're going to be able to run off about 2.5 minutes by the time you run the play clock and by the time they spot the ball, because they don't start the play clock right away. Donovan Montague in the shotgun formation, got a blocking back in front, got a tailback right behind. He'll give it to that tailback. That's Clydell Moon. Moon started middle, now he goes left side. Had a man on his jersey, dragged him down. But he did manage to gain a few yards, so good play. Got it back to the middle of the field. Not coming anywhere close to those sidelines are the Colonels, are they, Oscar?
No, they're not. And that was it was a good play by Clydell to get the ball in the middle of the field and go down. However, it was a better play by Montague on the high snap. He went up and got that ball. That could have potentially been an issue for the Colonels.
Yeah. Got to really be impressed, not only with the way Donovan is running and throwing the ball, but also Mr. Montague's just his composure back there.
Absolutely.
I mean, sometimes when you're back up, it's hard to just get in there, take the snap, and hand the ball off because you're a little bit nervous. See none of that with Donovan Montague. I mean, he is very comfortable back there.
This is where they've got to be careful, and Donovan's got to be smart. There's 20 seconds left on the play clock. He's got to run it down, and Michie Malbeck's talking to him.
Yeah.
Great, and they're working with him. Donovan's doing a great job. He's waiting.
Absolutely.
13 seconds on the clock. The game clock continues to wind.
Smart football right there. The Colonels got lined up. Now, with about 5 seconds, they're going to initiate the snap. Shotgun snap, chest high. He hands it to Clydell Moon. Moon wanted the middle. Now he goes right side. He is weaving his way through traffic, still on his feet. Close to the first down. Let's see about this spot. First down markers on the 45-yard line. He fell across it. Wonder if a knee hit first or not. Dante Poindexter in the backfield is that blocking back, too, Oscar. That's big. And let's see.
This spot bothers me.
Well, the referees are going to stop the clock, and they want to measure this spot. First measurement we've seen this year, I think.
Yeah, it is. And anytime they spot the ball and then the ref picks it up and starts looking at the sideline marker and walks by, that bothers me. Right. Not that there's any intent there. It just bothers me. Stop the ball, leave it.
Yeah. No, you bring up an excellent point. I think they still got it, actually. It looks like they did get the first down. Took the extra look there, the officials did, to bring the chains out. Clock continues to move. We're down to 5 minutes and 9 seconds now. Again, if the Colonels just pick up 1 or 2 more first downs, you got to believe they got this one in the bag in what was going to be the hardest fought 16-point victory in recent memory. That's for sure.
No doubt. And again, at 16 points, it's been closer than that.
Yep. Montague's the quarterback. Got Clydell Moon in the backfield with them. Dante Poindexter is up right behind the left guard as a blocking back. Nelson Dew's out here as a wide receiver. Michie Malbeck in the slot. Looks like it might be Walker Allen on the far wide out position. Here goes Montague, right up the gut. Got a host of blockers, but he is cut down in the backfield by number 44. That's Caleb Sperlin there on the tackle. They'll say Montague got it past the line of scrimmage. About a gain of a foot.
Sperlin's a heck of a ball player, too. When he walked out on the field, we picked him up. You said he's well put together, and he is, and he's a football player, too.
4 minutes, 23 seconds. Clock continuing to wind down. Clock is the Altavista Colonel's best friend. Hey, Colonels brought a pretty good fan contingent, Oscar. I looked over there earlier. Some of them hadn't arrived yet. Those stands are about halfway full.
There were like 10 or 12 people when I first looked. Last time I looked, and I've been so focused on the field, I didn't even look at the stands.
Maybe they couldn't find the place. Pulling guard, Dustin Brown's going to go the other way. Runs out of one tackle. Montague throwing a block for him out there. Dustin Brown made something out of nothing, and give credit to the quarterback Donovan Montague for getting out front and leading him to that 3-yard gain.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Montague, there's a little bit, as Dustin bounced that thing outside, Donovan stayed with the play and made a nice block, get the ball down to the 41-yard line. They're going to call it a gain of 4. It brings up 3rd and about 5.
3.5 minutes to play. Colonels pick up this first down. I think they've got it in the bag. I'm not saying they could just kneel it down 3 times, but if they pick this one up, it would be awfully improbable that Galax would have a chance. Galax gets the stop right here. Talk to me again. We might have to revisit that thought. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. Colonels have run the play clock down pretty far. Got a snap in here. They do. Montague turns, hands it off to Clydell Moon. Flag comes out on the far sideline. Moon gets run out. He's looking at that sideline. He does get knocked out. Oh, boy. Wow. I got grounds for a late hit over there as Moon gets chucked out of bounds. But I'll tell you what, look at his sportsmanship. The guys from Galax help him up. They pat him on the helmet, and Moon returns the favor. He says, yeah, that's a good hard lick you put on me. I'm not worried about it.
Well, and Xavier Kyle knew that it was close.
Yeah.
He's the one that threw Clydell down.
Yeah.
They're going to mark that off.
Yeah, I think it was a hold initially over here. The flag came out kind of as Moon was getting the ball. It's going to make it 3rd and 10.
Had to be a motion call because the flag was pretty quick.
Yeah, 3rd and about 10 and a half. It really kind of hurts Galax, honestly, Oscar, because Altavista just gets to run another play and keep running the clock down.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
3:07 to go. Again, if Galax can get a stop right here, maybe a quick score, then you're looking at the onside kick again. Maybe we got something there. Colonels can get a pickup here. I'm going to say it's pretty much over.
And, if I'm Altavista here, I'm not afraid to throw the ball.
Yep. Looks like 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 running back to Donovan Montague's right. Looks over the defense. He is going to throw the ball. You're exactly right. Looking for Canavis Jones down the left sideline. He's got him. Touchdown, Navy Jones.
Jones passing it. Wow. They're not going to call it.
Flag comes out on pass interference, and you nailed it, Oscar. You said don't be afraid to throw the ball right here. When you got Donovan Montague back there in the pocket, and he had a great pocket to throw from, plenty of time, what a strike he threw to Canavis Jones down the left sideline. Navy caught it on about the 20. He did the rest. It's a 46-yard pass and catch for the Altavista Colonels. Wow. What a ball game. The score, I hate to be cliche, but the final score is not going to reflect how good of a game this was. Similar to the way Gretna was last year, Altavista sort of ran away with it at the end.
And you're seeing in a pressure situation the emergence of Donovan Montague.
Yes.
And all that does is make the Colonels that much better.
Yes. Snap on the way here for the extra point. It's high. Walker Allen's going to have to pick it up himself. He's looking to throw. He gets the pass off. It's batted down. You can't return the 2-point conversion in high school. So it wouldn't have mattered if it was interception. Good play by Walker just to try and make something out of it. Kick is no good. Doesn't really matter at this point. Colonels are up big. 43-21. We got about 3 minutes to play left on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet
In Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
This thing was a dogfight from start to finish. Now, the scoreboard doesn't really reveal that, but if you listen to this one, you were in for a treat, and we're glad that you stuck around, even if it was just for a few minutes. I don't know how we recap it, Oscar. So much has happened, but we'll get to that in a second. Subway postgame show is going to be fantastic. We're going to give you some final scores from some other very close ball games. This was a heavyweight title fight night, I think, around the area. Great Friday night for some football in September. I think it's just going to get better as the year goes on. 2:59 to play, to be exact. 43-21 is our score. Colonels lead. Walker Allen will kick off here. Looks like there was a penalty assessed at the end of the extra point because Walker is going to kick actually from the Galax side of the field, Galax 45. I would think maybe from this distance Walker might be able to put it through the uprights. We'll see. Here's a run-up, big kick. Yep. Galax not even going to attempt to return it, although it really only landed about 5 yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, just
touchback. Galax going to start on the 20. Probably Hail Mary time for the Maroon Tide. Of course, sometimes when you got running backs like Stephen Peoples and Joseph Dixon, the Hail Mary's really just hand it to one of those guys and let them break a bunch of tackles and run for 80.
Yeah, and
that might be as good as trying to throw a pass.
It could be. And, you talk about the score being 43-21, and there's a 15-yard penalty marked off against the Colonels on that, or are they going to re-kick? What's the deal?
I don't know. That's a good question. If you're Coach Dixon, I don't know what you prefer. I think they're just going to spot it at the 35, and that's where Galax is going to scrimmage from, middle of the field. 43-21, full three-possession game, and you got 3 minutes if you're Galax. The Altavista Colonels got to feel pretty doggone good about this one.
We're coming to a pretty hostile environment.
Yep. Stretch play again for Peoples. He's looking for the outside. He's found it. Maulback missed the tackle. They will drag him down. Destin Brown on the hit that time. Flag comes in late from across the field. Let's see if this is on the Colonels. Perhaps blocking back on somebody from the Maroon side. But it is on Galax, so that'll set them back. Negate a nice run from Stephen Peoples. Yeah, can't stress it enough. I know we talked about it a lot earlier, but if you just joined us, Stephen Peoples, the real deal, absolutely 100% as advertised and more. I mean, you talk about delivering on a promise. Stephen Peoples, one of the best backs, one of the best football players that you and I have seen in a very long time.
Yeah, they're gonna call that a. Looks like it's gonna be a hold. They're gonna march it back. It'll be one of those odd plays where you get 1st and 3 or something like that.
1st and 3 from the 43-yard line. 2:39 to play. Clock continues to run after they spot the ball there. 43-21. Altavista with the big lead. 10-7 at halftime. Just a slim 3-point lead for the Colonels. They really exploded here in the second half. We'll tell you more about it in the Subway postgame show. People, up the gut, he drives forward. Another flag comes out. I'm going to say one thing about the officials. I think a lot of guys in this situation would keep the flag in their pocket and say, hey, let's get to the parking lot and go home. These officials are working hard. They're calling it like they see it, and I admire that.
There's some jawing going on. Brett Isom from Galax just went into the Karate Kid Pelican kick mode. He was doing the Pelican thing. It was pretty neat. All in all, clean game tonight. Good sportsmanship showed by both teams.
This is a personal foul on Altavista here, but you're right. I mean, how many times have we seen guys from the other team helping somebody up, patting them on the helmet? I mean, these guys know that they faced a worthy adversary tonight on both sides, and I think they respect that. Maybe just a little bit too much extracurricular going on there, but again, I like what the officials are doing. They're keeping a close rein on things, and they're still calling penalties.
Yeah, and
call the game right. I like that. Going to set off. Well, it's going to be a fresh set of downs for one. It's going to bring it down to the Altavista 37-yard line.
And the clock winds with 2:10.
Colonel's going to call a timeout. Mike Sharn's probably not happy with that personal foul penalty. He wants to know what's going on. Well, go ahead. No.
Got 30 yards of penalties on this, right after the kickoff, so he's not pleased.
Yeah, and he knows. Hey, we got a big lead, but let's not get out of control here. We'll keep it here at this point. 2:18 to play. I mentioned the Subway postgame show. Gretna taking on Heritage. We'll get you a final score from that one. That was a fantastic game down there, just south of Altavista, and then further south of Altavista, Chatham and Tunstall were locking up tonight in that big rivalry game. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second while we get a chance, Oscar. Tunstall beat Dan River last week in a close ball game there. Chatham has apparently got the ball going in the exact right direction. I think they're actually the highest scoring team in the state statistically right now. So the Cavaliers are going to be tough, and they gave Altavista fits last night. I think maybe this was a test for Dogwood District fans and a test for the Chatham fans to find out if they're for real against Tunstall. Very good Tunstall team that went to the state semis last year in Double-A.
Well, that's right, and Chatham gave Altavista fits. That game went into overtime last year. Ball control, ran the ball, kept the ball away from the Colonels. You can't score when the other team's grinding it out like that.
Exactly. So we'll get you some updates on our Pennsylvania County neighbors. Man in motion. They pitch it to Joseph Dixon. Poindexter tried to run him down. Dixon tightrope walking the sideline. He's finally flushed out after he gained about 5. That will stop the clock. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to play. Again, it's the Subway postgame show after this. We'll get you updates on all that stuff. And, boy, rehashing this one is going to be fun. I wish I could have taken a picture in my mind of some of those Juan Thornhill runs because crazy stuff.
Yeah, total yardage is still, pretty level, which is quite interesting. Well, maybe not.
Well, maybe not. Oscar had to second-guess himself. That's okay, Big O. I second-guess myself all the time. And then when it gets down to the third and the fourth guess, that's when I know I'm really confused. 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Fantastic atmosphere here tonight at Galax. Great people, very hospitable. It was a lot of fun. Orton wants to throw. Got to complete the Sperlin. That's his second catch of the night. Going to the right sideline. Boy, he's hammered along that sideline as he's bounced out of bounds by Dante Poindexter again. Nelson Dew's in on it as well. Ashton Robinson was in close pursuit. I remember we had a little lull there. We called Ashton's name a lot in the first quarter. Not much in the second or the third, but a lot here lately. He's been on a bunch of plays.
Boy, that's coming back.
That's too bad. Nice pickup there from Galax on the passing play.
Things really slowed down here on this last drive with the penalties. And refs are pointing, umpires pointing. Personal foul, he's talking. That's against Altavista.
And that is not going to make Coach Sharnes happy because, they got some penalties just a few minutes ago. He took a timeout, and we assume that's what he went out there to address. Probably wasn't a tactical issue at this point. And then to get another personal foul, that's not going to make the old ball coach happy. Again, we didn't really see anything from up here. There was no malicious movements, no punches, no pushing. So it's obviously just something somebody said. Different officiating crew than usual. There is that factor. Stephen Peoples, lone setback for Galax. Galax has a first down from about the 13-yard line. They can pick up a first down without getting a touchdown. Good blocking on the outside. Peoples is going. Malback hits him around the waist, pushes him out of bounds. Dante Poindexter and Ashton Robinson in over there again on the stop.
Boy, Peoples is gassed.
Yeah.
Because, he lays out every play, offense, defense. He gives it everything he's got. Not that the other kids don't, but it's a different level.
Agreed. He's a fantastic player. Just having a lot of fun watching him tonight. I have a feeling that he's going to go on to great things. And you can tell a lot from the way somebody plays football, and he lays it all on the line. He's got great passion, great enthusiasm. Even if he doesn't have a successful career in football, I bet he's going to be a success in life, just judging by the amount of effort he puts into this.
Well, he's been a class act. He's helped put other players up. He's you can tell he's a leader on the team.
Yeah. First and long. First down again. Was there another penalty? This is odd. Passing play. They're looking up top. Michi Malback on the breakup again. Boy, we've said that a few times tonight. Michi, right place, right time. They tried to go over top of him to Darren Brown, who's 6'2". Michi can leap, though, so he sometimes can make up that height disadvantage in a hurry.
Well, and better than that, he had position like he was a receiver. He got the inside and kept Brown from being able to get to that ball.
Great stuff. Galax still looking for the end zone here. Stephen Peoples has scored all 3 touchdowns for the Maroon Tide. But at times, running backs like Joseph Dixon and Charles Harris have jumped back there and taken some snaps, and boy, they've proved they're pretty worthy as well. They've overshadowed Peoples some. Draw play. They're going to give it to Peoples, looking up the middle. Now he wants to break it outside. Got some good blocking. Runs through a tackle. Then he's brought down, shoulder tackle by Canavis Jones. Good job right there. Peoples looks like he got it to around the 10. Actually, it's around the 11. So we'll bring up 3rd and 10. We've still got that original first down marker right there around the 2. 1.5 minutes to play here, 90 seconds to be exact. 43-21. Colonel still lead big. Don't turn away for that Subway postgame show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it will.
I got some other Dogwood scores for you, too, Oscar. In fact, the score on Altavista's opponent next week, the Appomattox Raiders, who are also rolling this year. Pass to the end zone, tipped away. They were looking for Sperlin again. Nelson Dews almost had a chance to pick it, but the redirect moved it just out of his grasp, so it goes incomplete. Going to set up 4th down.
Yeah, and, we talked about Peoples. We've talked about Dixon. Sperlin's a heck of a ball player as well. Brett Isom, number 30, a linebacker and tight end, he's a ball player.
Mm-hmm.
This team with 2 losses, I dare say, is going to be the best 2-loss team on this side of the state.
Absolutely. Well, I know there's a lot of variables in this, but don't be shocked if these 2 teams meet up again down the road. Honestly, Galax is a Division 1A team or Division 1 team, just like Altavista.
Yeah, and
more to call it.
Yeah, more laundry on the field as Galax goes in motion. But Coach Dixon knows what he's doing.
Yes.
They will learn from this. To a person, they'll learn from it. And this Galax team, you've certainly not seen the last of them.
Yep.
And if you're Altavista, you got some things you got to work on too.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm sure they got a lot of things Coach Sharnes would like to clean up, but you got to love the effort the Colonels put out there. Electric playmaking all the way around from not just Juan, but a bunch of guys. How good has Clydell Moon been all night? How good has Donovan Montague been? Not just on offense, but on defense, too. Montague's got 2 touchdown passes.
He's got 2 touchdowns.
In a relief effort out of the bullpen.
That's right, and he should have had 2 interceptions. He should have. There would have been 2 extremely athletic plays.
Exactly. Fourth down, Orton's going to drop back to pass. Looks like they want Peoples on the screen. Ball bounces. It's incomplete. That's going to let Altavista take over on downs again. That's going to do it. Colonels can just put the knee down now. 43-21. Going to be our final. We still got to fill out the last minute and 2 seconds here. Then the Subway post-game show on the way. You made a great point. Mark Dixon is not a dummy. He's a great football coach. I mentioned that he was a great player at UVA. He was an NFL lineman as well. I mean, we didn't even talk about that. And one of the younger teams he's had on the field, I mean, they're a little bit like Altavista. Peoples is a senior. A lot of those other guys are young guys, so they're going to grow up fast. This could be a dangerous team down the road. And I'm sure not exactly a team Coach Sharnes would really enjoy facing down the road.
Okay, yeah, let's look at them. They lose Peoples. You got Dixon coming as your main running back next year, so they've got a ton of stuff to put on because Dixon's a workhorse. He can get 25 carries a game and reel off 200 yards with no problem.
Yep, there's the kneel down. Donovan Montague doing the honors. Had the full house backfield with him just in case something crazy happened, but looks like Galax is resigned themselves to this one. 43-21, clock running down again. Subway post game show got some great scores, got some great stuff to talk about from this one. One of the all-time great football games that we've seen. And again, we've seen a running clock in the second half, both of the first games this year for Altavista. So this was a big change from that. 28 seconds now. Altavista's going to have to take one more knee, and that'll do it. Outstanding stuff. We are so glad that you were a part of this one, even if you just popped in for a few minutes. Got your money's worth all the way around. Sponsors got their money's worth in this one. That'll do it. Final bell, Altavista, 43. Galax Maroon Tide, 21. Subway post-game show on the way. Don't you go changing here on 105.5 KD Country.